cities and they didn't have intermissions. And so I had done a Kitchener Rangers game before, and I thought that Sean and I were doing the Rangers game. They were in Owen Sound, and the other team was in in Erie. So I prepped so much for one game, and
you were really prepped for the game we didn't do.
I was ready to go. I was ready to go. I was all happy with what I was going to be doing. And it was about 45 minutes, half an hour before the game. Sean just leans over, "Hey, we're doing the other game." And so I had to throw it all out, just pulled everything up on my laptop and kind of made it up as I went along. But I had a great captain steering the ship, so I felt like I was in a good spot.
Well, it was great because, that my first impression of you, 45 minutes before the game, I say, "You've prepped the wrong game." And I text Dan Polishchuk and I said, "Who's this kid you sent that doesn't know what he's doing?" And then 45 minutes later, you open your mouth in the broadcast and I'm like, "This guy's fantastic. We got to work with him all the time." Like, the fact that you turned that around in 45 minutes and you did an insane amount of prep in that time, I was blown away. So I've always known you're going to be, I love watching the trajectory of your career, and it's great to see. Last question for you. Advice to aspiring broadcasters. What do you want to tell them if they want to get into what we do?
Prep as much as you can. Make sure you're ready for the game, but also just enjoy it and get your reps in, because you're only going to get better doing it more. I was listening earlier today. The last time Oshawa lost a game in this building coming into tonight was a game I did play-by-play on TV, and I heard myself do the play-by-play, and I went, "Oh, that wasn't very good." But now that I've got my reps in, I feel like I'm in a better place as a broadcaster, whether that's TV or radio. Get your reps in and just critique yourself and make yourself better. It's like playing hockey. It's like playing football. You watch film, you evaluate, how can I get better, and just make strides to improve a little bit every day, and you'll be on your way and you'll do great things.
Last question for you. No explanation, just a quick answer. Who's the OHL final going to be?
Oshawa and Kitchener.
Oshawa and Kitchener. You heard it right there. Jack Moore, thanks for taking time.
Thanks, Sean. Always appreciate it.
My dad was a railway porter. It was just about the only job a black man could get. But he had big plans for us. Music would be our ticket out of poverty. I knew we couldn't afford that piano, so I practiced twice as hard.
Nice, Daisy. Okay, Oscar, let's hear it.
Turns out, I wasn't half bad. Then I found jazz, or it found me. It wasn't all easy, though. I faced a lot of hate, but I found my stage. They call me the man with 4 hands. Well, I don't know about that, but let's see how far this ticket takes me.
From Montreal to Carnegie Hall and far beyond, Oscar Peterson became one of the most recorded and celebrated jazz musicians of all time.
Special thanks to both Jack Moore and Ben Finelli for a couple of great conversations and taking time out of their busy schedules to join us on This Week in Rangers Nation. Let's take a look at the upcoming weekend for the Kitchener Rangers. Only 2 games, no more 3-3s. Friday night, right after this game, you're going to see the Sarnia Sting at the Odd. Saturday, the Rangers will be at Owen Sound. These are 2 winnable games for the Rangers. The London Knights are still in striking distance. We'll have to see if they can do it. But coming up tonight, it's the Sarnia Sting coming up at the Odd. I will not be there. I'm on your TV right now before the game, but I'm off in Thunder Bay by the time you're watching this, on assignment in Thunder Bay. But I'm happy that my friend Brittany Ramsey will be down between the benches, and she will be covering things for this game versus the Sarnia Sting. Thanks to everybody that made everything go well on This Week in Rangers Nation. 9 more regular season games, 6 more home games for the Rangers. We'll see you next week on This Week in Rangers Nation.
Connect with us by visiting our website or email us at comments@rogerstv.com.
Sundays for Pairs is a service that we believe will help you discover more of God's promises and purpose for your life. A reminder that God is for you. Courtesy of Pairs Community Church. Join us every Sunday at 10:30 a.m. on Rogers TV to be encouraged and pointed towards hope.
Was that 4 or 5? He's lost count and still thinks he can drive. Do you think he knows that when he is caught and charged with impaired driving, he'll lose his license and a lot more? If he gets in his car, he'll face costs exceeding $20,000. Does he realize he could have a criminal record for his choice to drive? And it could be much worse if he crashes. Wonder what he'll be thinking tomorrow.
Have a Holden 1 at 15.
Visit ArriveAlive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive. Drive sober.
You're watching Rogers TV.
With only a handful of games left until the OHL playoffs begin, the Kitchener Rangers are one of the hottest teams in the league. Tonight, they look to keep up that hot streak against the Windsor Spitfires. It's Kitchener and Windsor right now.
You were looking inside the Kitchener Rangers room while you were. That was Luca Romano getting ready for some action here at the Odd. Good evening. Welcome to Hefner Kitchener Rangers hockey on Rogers TV. I am your host, Sean Ferfaro. Tonight, it's the Windsor Spitfires taking on the Kitchener Rangers here in our town. A special welcome to all of you watching on the OHL's Friday Night Faceoff. Whether you're watching on Facebook, on X, on YouTube, wherever you're watching from around the world, we thank you for joining us here in Kitchener tonight for Friday Night Faceoff. This is obviously going to be a great matchup between these two teams. Always a rivalry, still residue from a couple of seasons ago when the Rangers upset the Windsor Spitfires in the first round of the playoffs. That historic 8-1 upset. So many members of those teams still on their respective teams right now. Meanwhile, the Spitfires are riding a high just last night, clinching the West Division. We are in for a great one tonight. We can't wait to see it. Here are the two men who will call the action on tonight's Friday Night Faceoff. Here are Jason Hagholm and Dan Polischuk.
Thank you very much, Sean. Yes, a playoff-like atmosphere here on a Friday night in Kitchener as the Windsor Spitfires coming into the Odd to finish up the regular season series here against the Kitchener Rangers. And Dan, you heard Sean say the Spitfires, they picked up the West Division Championship for the third time in 4 seasons. And this Windsor Spitfire team, they have won 3 of their last 5 in convincing fashion, scoring 7 goals in those 3 games, including last night, a 7-1 victory over the Kingston Frontenacs. But when you talk about the Windsor Spitfires, this team's got a lot of depth, and a guy that's been through a lot of these journeys with the Spitfires, our player to watch, Ryan Abraham.
Over 200 career games played by Abraham, the Livonia, Michigan native, and over 200 career points in the Ontario Hockey League. It's probably not too often we can say or ask the question, what do Ryan Abraham and Alex Ovechkin have in common? Well, it's about the fact that both of them have either or will very soon leave a Gretzky in their dust, as Ryan Abraham just passed Keith Gretzky for the 19th spot in Windsor Spitfire scoring history with those 208 points in his career. Obviously, Alex Ovechkin chasing down his brother Wayne for the goal-scoring record. So pretty cool tidbit there. But Abraham's had a great year this year, 61 points, tied 3rd on the team in that category, and looking to surpass his career points total. Just needs 5 more to do that, but certainly has been on a tear as of late. 13 points in his last 7 games, and one of those other reasons why, key contributors why they've won another Bambaco trophy for that West Division victory.
Yeah, he's on the second line for the Spitfires tonight, and he definitely knows what it's like to play the Kitchener Rangers, especially in a playoff-like atmosphere where these teams feel like they're on a collision course, but that will be decided in a number of weeks when the regular season and the postseason does begin. But on the flip side, Dan, our player to watch for the Kitchener Rangers is a rising defenseman for the Rangers. That's Andrew McNeil.
Andrew McNeil is going to be a stalwart, I do believe, on the Rangers' back end. Just in his second season, 17-year-old defenseman from Cobourg, playing in his 27th game this season with the Blue Shirts after just suiting up in 4 last year. Spent most of last year, 40 games to be exact, with the Fort Erie Meteors. 17 games in the postseason as well, as they went on a bit of a run there towards the Sutherland Cup. But Andrew McNeil certainly has a good head on his shoulders. Actually was one of the OHL Academic Players of the Month, and that just goes to show how much hockey IQ and just smarts he has in general too. His former head coach with the Peterborough Pete's U16 AAA squad that he captained to a championship in the OMHA just a couple seasons ago before being drafted by the Rangers, just talks about his attention to detail and certainly what he continues to bring to his game now and why he was so appealing to the Rangers when they selected him in the same draft with Cam Reed, Luca Romano, Tanner Lamb, and Mateus Stark. Also, all former captains or alternate captains.
Yeah, he has some good depth, and he's playing here with Max Diaricolo on the back end tonight, and that's a great pairing of some young, up-and-coming stalwart defenders for the Kitchener Rangers, who they've got a boatload of them for seasons to come here in Kitchener. While the Kitchener Rangers, they're also looking here, Dan, to keep the momentum going. They've got points in 5 straight games. Didn't get a win on Saturday in Owen Sound, but they kept the point streak going, and they'd love nothing more than to close out the regular season series here against Windsor, tying it up against the Spitfires. And with that, let's throw it down to ice up for pregame ceremonies with our PA announcer, Dave Schneider.
Anishinaabe and Haudenosaunee peoples, we recognize our responsibility to serve as stewards for the land and honor the original caretakers who came before us. Our community is enriched by the enduring knowledge and deep-rooted traditions of the diverse First Nations, Métis, and Inuit in Kitchener today. In honor of our International Women's Day game, we are humbled to introduce members of the Wilfrid Laurier's women's hockey team. The women's hockey team finished their highest ranking in U Sports women's hockey at number 9 in Canada. As a team, they reached 17 wins on the season and reached the OUA quarterfinals. The women's hockey team head coach, Kelly Patton, won a silver medal as the head coach of the Canada women's national team at the FISU Winter University Games in Italy this past January. Let's give a warm welcome to members of the Wilfrid Laurier women's hockey team. Brianna Bowman, Olivia McMillan, Haley Simonowski, Ariel McDonald, and head coach Kelly Patton. We now ask that Rangers captain Matthew Andonovski and Windsor Spitfires captain Liam Greentree join our honored guests at center ice for our ceremonial puck drop. Congratulations to the Wilfrid Laurier women's hockey team. We ask that you please stand as you're able and remove your hat for the singing of our national anthem performed tonight by the J.F. Carmichael Public School Choir.
With glowing hearts we
It's a Friday night face-off wherever you're joining us from. Thanks for tuning in here on Rogers TV. It's Windsor and Kitchener, and we're getting set for the opening puck drop. Here are the men who will call the action. Here are Jason Hagholm and Dan Polischuk.
Well, thank you very much, Sean. And with that, it's time to take a look at tonight's starting goaltenders. And the starting goaltenders brought to you all season long by Perfexia. Perfexia, design taking shape.
And for the Spitfires, it would be Carter Forget, the 18-year-old from Thorndale, making back-to-back starts after making 24 saves last night in that 7-1 victory over the Fronts. And he's just allowed one goal in his last 2 starts, in fact, and also beat the Rangers back on November 22nd, making 29 saves in that matchup against the Blue Shirts. At the other end, Jackson Parsons making his return to the crease for the Blue Shirts after getting last weekend off. Jason Schabel getting back-to-back starts there. And now Jackson Parsons renewed, refreshed, and he's back in between the pipes for Kitchener.
Our officials for tonight's game, the referees will be Mike Cairns and Kevin MacArthur. The linesmen, Andre Grogru and Dave Foll.
Well, certainly a palpable buzz here at the Odd for this matchup, a potential playoff matchup too, which we'll get into more detail about later in the broadcast.
Yeah, absolutely. It just feels like, Dan, these teams are on a collision course with the way I think a lot of people are expecting how the Western Conference playoffs will fall out and first round series will go. And obviously we heard Sean mention off the top, still some bad blood with Windsor and Kitchener from that first round sweep a few seasons ago that the Rangers had when Windsor was the 8th seed and Kitchener was an 8th seed. And even last year with these teams when they played in some tough games where Windsor finished last in the Western Conference.
And talk about tough games. It's been a minute since these two teams faced off, going back to December for their last game, and it certainly was a tough one. A 3-2 shootout win is what the Rangers were able to lead the WFCU Center with. So one would expect another tightly contested affair here this evening on East Ave.
Well, you see Ethan Belchez, the first overall pick last year. He had a breakout performance in just the second game of the season where he had 6 points, 4 goals, 2 assists in that romp the Spitfires had against Kitchener in that 12-2 victory. That was then, this is now. We're underway on a Friday night here in Kitchener as Greentree tries to make the feed up. Cristoforo, his pass is deflected, but onto the stick now of Liam Greentree. Greentree, his shot goes wide as Protas. He'll pin this puck around and try to send it around the Ranger net, but it'll fall here for Jakob Chromiak. Chromiak will peel away and gets the puck taken to him by Protas. Protas rims it around as Swick gets the puck out of the Kitchener end where Cristoforo now has it. Cristoforo pass out at center ice for Protas. Protas makes the pass back there for Wyatt Kennedy. Kennedy's pass off the mark, and Parsons thought about playing it. Instead, it'll be grabbed by Tanner Lamb as both Windsor and Kitchener make line changes. As Chromiak once again has to peel away that time from Noah Morneau.
How about Protas and Greentree? It combined 89 goals of the campaign, 3rd and 4th respectively in the Ontario Hockey League for goals this season.
And they're the first pair of Spitfires to have 100 points at the same time since the 94-95 season for Windsor. As Dan will look at tonight's keys to the game.
Absolutely. As we look at what the Spitfires have to do, and is certainly keep up with the Rangers, because the Rangers certainly with a bit more rest, they're going to come out gangbusters, especially trying to make a statement against the number 2 team in the Western Conference. And with the Rangers, they'll need to do so by keeping their passing game clean and limit turnovers, because you know the transition game of the Spitfires can be lethal, and certainly will want to keep things grounded. A little play on words there, though, but coming off a big, emotional, inspired victory yesterday, they'll want to keep that momentum going forward here on Friday night.
As that puck goes into the Spitfire bench, out of play for a whistle. And we know this about Windsor. This is a team that can score goals in droves, and we said they've won 3 of their last 5, and all 3 of those wins, they've put up 7 goals in that process, including 7 unanswered goals last night against Kingston. So you know this Windsor team, they love to score, and when they get the opportunity, they can just stretch games out by putting pucks in the back of the net.
Yeah, 3rd most goals in the Western Conference, just behind the Saginaw Spirit and the London Knights with 272.
Tanner Lamb over the line. Pass a little bit high off the knee of Andonovski, and Froggatt has to make a quick save, getting the pad out on Ellenis. Here's Lamb. Lamb brings it back. Didn't get all of that shot. Comes to Andonovski. Andonovski's shot, and that one goes wide. Carson Campbell will pinch in on the puck. Trying to spin away there is Adrian Misljevic. Misljevic trying to roll it off to Lamb, and does. Nice passing by the Rangers to Andonovski at the point. Matt Andonovski, he'll backhand it into the near corner, but it'll fall back for Adrian Misljevic. Misljevic looking to feed it through, and that deflected and went wide as Misljevic was looking for Luke Ellenis. Trying to peel away that time for Windsor was Woodall, and the Spitfires do clear the zone. Windsor will put some fresh legs on themselves as Andonovski settle things down here for the Kitchener Rangers, as the Rangers will make a line change too, as Andonovski will drop it off here for Max Diracolo. Those depth lines coming on here for Kitchener. They've brought on the third line with Vermeulen, Romano, and Arquette. That shot goes deflected into the netting and out of play.
And Diracolo is paired up with Andrew McNeil, our player to watch for the Rangers here tonight. As we take a look at that early chance for Kitchener on the wraparound attempts that got just deflected wide. Play down low, and Misljevic trying to feed his linemate Ellenis there for the tap in at the side of the goal. He got tangled up, but still carrying off the body.
That's what you like to see from the Rangers, a good start. Their starts have been a little bit in question as of late, but trying to put some pucks here on Carter Froggatt, who did play last night for Windsor in that 7-1 victory. Gave up the opening goal of the game a minute 50 in, and then it was smooth sailing for him the rest of the way through. As for the Spitfires, Carter Hicks got it off that time for Walton, who shoots it in, and that'll be an icing call against the Spitfires.
Well, we know how good Jackson Parsons has been this season and leading the OHL in wins. This Windsor Spitfires team has kind of been his kryptonite in a sense, and you look at his record, the 1-2 mark, but the 3.73 goals against average against the Spits. Something to kind of keep an eye on here as we progress in this hockey game. And he'll certainly, knowing Jackson Parsons, will want to put up a statement game here tonight to right the ship in that regard, in that kind of personal matchup.
I can definitely tell you, I bet you this Rangers team feels this is a game they really want to put a statement on, especially with it being named the Friday Night Faceoff game. This Ranger team wants to prove they are the best team in the Western Conference and put some points on. There's a goal! Quick shot on that went over the glove side as Lachar opens the scoring for the Rangers just 3 minutes in.
And for Matthew Lachar, his 7th goal of the season, opens the scoring with 3 minutes gone, and it's one that Froggatt, I think, would like to forget, as he gets the feed on the wing, and it's just a quick snapshot, and certainly one, as he looks back on it, knew he should have had. Here's another glance from a good angle as the Rangers get the odd man rush going, but Lachar, a little selfish on the play, throwing on net, maybe for a rebound. Instead, he's rewarded with a goal.
Well, good things happen when you put pucks on net, as Matthew Lachar finds that out, as he opens the scoring for the Kitchener Rangers just 3 minutes in. Froggatt now in back-to-back games giving up the opening goal. A minute 50 last night against Kingston, and now 3 minutes in against the Kitchener Rangers. But Windsor had a great pushback last night. Kitchener's got to obviously be aware of that with a lot of hockey left. As Mercer trying to pinch in and dig this puck free. It'll come out for Protas. He'll pin the puck up against the boards, and Greentree now trying to get it off that time for Kennedy. Rangers doing some great job forechecking and keeping Windsor stuck in their own zone. That puck pops up on Greentree as finally the Spitfires get it out just to center ice. Jakob Kromiak will bring it inside his own end for his defensive teammate there in Reed. As Kromiak, he'll shoot it in, and that puck gets deflected out of play and into the seats. Look out.
And a bump along the benches there, but as we take a look at Jack Pridham circling away, a bit of contact just between the benches as the Rangers are off to a good start here early in this hockey game and setting the tone just minutes in. Exactly what you want to do. And going back to Parsons, coming in fresh, rejuvenated after getting a couple nights off last weekend. It's almost as if they planned for this, making sure that he was at 100%, and obviously he's just pulling down a lot of minutes this season. It was good foresight by this Rangers coaching staff.
Yeah, it was a much-deserved weekend off last weekend for Jackson Parsons.
And how about Jason Schaubel, though, stepping in admirably? That's a goaltender of the future for the Rangers that you can look forward to.
He played a great all weekend and had to be solid for Kitchener to force overtime last Friday here against Sarnia, and just fell on the wrong side of a shootout against another great goaltender in Carter George, who made 50 saves in that contest for the Attack.
That was pretty impressive stuff, what he did there in the shootout to get that win for the Attack.
As Humphreys, he'll backhand this one into the Spitfire end. Froggatt, he misplays it for Humphreys, and he just shot it wide. And Christian Humphreys, he's been on a hot streak on for himself. 8 points in his last 4 games for Kitchener does the Colorado Avalanche prospect have. But here on the wing now with some speed is Spellacy. Spelacey's shot steered wide by Parsons. That puck will pop up for McNamara. Can't get a shot away. Backhand sent wide that time by Cole Davis. Davis, though, and now the Spitfires, they seem motivated. Here's McNamara, makes a pass onside for Spellacy. Spellacy for Davis. Davis tied up, denied by Parsons. The net's off its moorings, and that'll blow play dead. And there's a good hit laid by Diracolo, and the rough stuff begins.
Well, Diracolo just making sure he is pushed out of the way as the net got dislodged. As that was Spellacy getting ridden into the corner as Jackson Parsons had traffic to deal with and some contact. Net off its moorings, play whistle dead, and that's certainly why Spellacy, aside from being knocked down to the ice, wasn't happy with that sequence. So Diracolo, I think a little overzealous, maybe the emotions getting the best of him, clearly, as he'll sit down, and Spellacy will too now. And I almost wonder if that was on Spellacy for being a bit retaliatory.
Well, we'll have some 4-on-4 hockey here for the next 2 minutes.
So with 14:53 to go in this first period, I guess the emotions are going to start ratcheting up a little bit now.
Well, we'll see with that open ice. The Rangers, they tend to take advantage of it, but so can Windsor, as now here's Adrian Misteljevic. The Missile put in a good rush on, makes the pass up for Allen, a shot, glove save made by Froggatt. Here's Chromiak's shot, and he skied it into the netting, deflected off a Spitfire stick.
Well, the Rangers leading scorer, Adrian Misteljevic, leading the rush again, and that time it was Jakub Chromiak getting an opportunity. 4-on-4 to try and make it 2-0 Rangers. And we talked about it pretty regularly, but it's still worth mentioning if you're just tuning into the latter stages of the season. Jakub Chromiak has certainly taken it to the next level since rejoining the Rangers after that World Junior Tournament and playing alongside his countrymates there. Just a lot more confidence as he's built upon that, and a bit more of a scoring initiative in his game.
Abraham over the line. Abraham, he'll weave, shot on save made by Parsons as the Spitfires are trying to get a redirect, that time from Davis. Now Cameron Reed, he brings it over the line for Windsor, but at Kitchener a little too early near the Windsor end. Offside call.
And if you might have missed it off the hop, it was interesting to dive deep into the fact that Cam Reed, also a fellow 2023 OHL Priority selection alongside our player to watch, Andrew McNeil, but the fact that they both wore C's in their minor hockey days along with Tanner Lamb, with Luca Romano and Mateus Stark, rather. Those are such good leadership qualities to bring to a roster. It goes beyond the numbers, really, and certainly at the forefront of the scouting staff as there's some extracurriculars going on, so maybe gamesmanship before the draw.
Yeah, Matt Andonovsky lifted up Wyatt Kennedy and sent him off ballast and getting a talking to as Vermeulen went in to take the face-off for the Rangers that the Spitfires won. Now here's Cristoforo as the Spitfires trying to clear, get it out here for Belchez. As Belchez over the line. Here's Ethan Belchez. Belchez trying to center that one up as Campbell took the angle away. Now we'll come to the point here for Kennedy. Kennedy, nice spin move away that time from Belchez, and he gets taken down. Now Belchez again with the puck. Try to feed it out in front. No Spitfire was there. And now here comes Luca Romano. Romano passed just off the mark there for Vermeulen as Kennedy tries to clear but can't. Puck deflected right under the stick of Matt Andonovsky. Nice pass out here for Romano. Romano The skate into the slot. Romano shot on. Pad save made there by Froggett as Campbell's crashing in to dig the puck free. Scrum ensues. It'll come here for the Spitfires as the Rangers put some fresh legs on with 25 seconds left of 4-on-4 hockey. Here's Cristoforo. His shot, that's blocked by Cameron Reed. Now Jack Pridham showcasing his fancy stick handling off here. Pridham! Oh, what a job to get back by Froggett! Jumped off his pad and got a pad on it, and springing Greentree's shot. What a save by Parsons! Action Jackson Parsons, you are ridiculous!
No rust on Jackson Parsons. Wow, what a save from the Rangers' #1 netminder, Liam Greentree. The league's the fourth leading goal scorer, nearly had another. Not on that moment and chance, though, as we head to break.
Well, take a break. You're watching Hefner Kitchener Rangers Hockey on Rogers TV.
Where do you go for prices this low? You save wholesale flooring. We shop the world to bring you the region's largest selection of flooring. We buy directly from the manufacturer to bring you guaranteed low prices. Prices so low, just take it and go.
Culligan Water has been Waterloo Region's trusted source for drinking water systems, water softeners, and problem water solutions for over 85 years. Cleaner, better water for your household is easy and more convenient than ever. Culligan, your one-stop shop for all things water.
At ECU, a division of WFCU Credit Union, we help you grow your wealth responsibly. We help you grow your wealth confidently. And we help you grow your wealth purposefully. No matter what wealth looks like to you, ECU can help you get there.
Don't forget to tune in every Friday for This Week in Rangers Nation. Apologies for repeating last week's episode tonight. We weren't able to get a new show together for you, but we have new shows coming up for the next 3 weeks, final 3 episodes of the season. This Week in Rangers Nation. Back up to you guys.
Thank you very much, Sean. We have 5 seconds left here of 4-on-4 hockey, and what a sequence we just saw from both goaltenders.
Greentree being denied his 45th goal of the season right there.
And that just puck bounced off Connor Walton's stick, and we're back to even strength hockey. Yeah, you don't see Greentree sprung like that and have a goaltender make the save often, and Parsons showing why. He's the best goaltender in the OHL. Now here's Protas off the wall. Ilya Protas will feed it off for himself. Protas was fired around here on the near boards. Protas finishing off to check that time on Mercer. Puck bouncing, nearly got it back to Greentree, but the Rangers intercept with Cameron Reed. Reed starts this rush out. Reed cutting. Reed backhander, and that one goes wide. Reed will track this puck down himself. Cameron Reed. Individual effort here by Reed. Puck on a string for Reed. Puck gets it back still. Reed spins and fires. Here's a chance for Luchar. Try to go between the legs. Out in front are the Rangers. Shot. That one goes wide from Ellis. As the Spitfires finally get it out of their own end. Taking it there was nearly came to Spellacy, but Max Diracolo has it off here for McNeil. Andrew McNeil gets hit into the boards hard by Spellacy as McNeil was dumping the puck into the Windsor end, but then the Rangers get a good response check back from Luke Ellenis. Action starting to heat up with the physicality. Morneau, he's held up at the Ranger blue line and took a shot as well from Ellenis. Bodies crashing here in the near corner. Scrum ensues. Windsor trying to poke this puck free as they got Cole Davis and Morneau in there. He's trying to muscle his way through here as Morneau. And they do poke it free. Kennedy shot right into the chest, though, of Parsons.
A couple hard body checks from both sides leading up to that save from Jackson Parsons, and certainly a little easier than the last one he had to make just moments ago. And as the Windsor Spitfires head off, a bit more momentum heading their way, as it's been a couple good shifts, but also a good shift from this Rangers unit. Matthew Luchar also getting an opportunity, nearly another redirect for already a second goal of the night.
You know, Luchar, he's amped up. You can tell showing his offensive skills a lot as the Rangers will try to spring out as here's Pridham. Pridham, he was crunched but breaking in. Here's Humphreys. Humphreys the patient. Humphreys, and he hit the post. Just tried to backhand that one over the goal line and just hit the side of the post, did Christian Humphreys.
He's able to get around the left side of the Spitfires goaltender, but just couldn't tuck it in the rest of the way with the backhand as he went sprawling. But what a sacrifice there by his teammate to spring him on that great pass at the blue line.
Yeah, Pridham got crunched, but able to find Humphreys, who broke in all alone And Carter Froggatt, he's got to be thanking his iron.
Just ran out of real estate too. That was going to be a tough move to execute, but he nearly did.
Comes here for Humphreys. Humphreys tried to feed it to someone at the point, but no Ranger was there as Kitchener was making a line change. Now the Spitfires, though, they're still trying to get in to Kitchener territory, and they will with Protas. Protas, though, taken down just as he got the puck, and the Rangers clear. Good work from Cameron Reed. Getting some speed out here is Romano. Romano hit hard into the end wall in the Windsor end. Now here is Luca Romano again. Romano, he'll skate this one out. Still with it is Romano. Drops it back for Reed. Cameron Reed will find Luca Romano. And Romano shot, that's blocked. Got in traffic in front. Shot by Arquette. Save made by Froggatt. As the Spitfires trying to break out here with Greentree. Nice stick handling here by Liam Greentree. Greentree, though, leads an offside call for Windsor.
Some glorious chances in the last couple of minutes. In that last one, off stick of Pridham. Just had his 3-game point streak come to an end this past weekend, and that's not to say that he hasn't been on a hot stretch, because he has better than a point per game pace this season since joining the Rangers, with 46 points in 42 games played.
Shot from center ice there by Eichler, easily steered wide by Parsons. Joseph Eichler, he'll glove this down. Shot came on, and that was backhanded the wrong way there from Spelcy. Spelcy trying to spring McNamara. McNamara will take it off the roll. He tries to spin and fire off a Ranger stick. Big blast that time from Spelcy, and it goes wide. As Arquette will find it here for Vermeulen, and once again, this time, the Kitchener Rangers are offside.
So with the Rangers defenseman Cam Reed also seemingly engaged in this hockey game in the early going too, he's certainly turned things up a notch even more. He's been impressive all year, but the future NHL draft pick, who's up for the NHL draft this summer, has now 6 points in his last 7 games, and also had a 4-game point streak come to an end himself this past weekend. But you know, it still continues to just build the resume in case for teams to want to jump on him earlier on in this coming draft.
Rangers win the faceoff, and they'll just send it into the Windsor end and get an icing call here against Kitchener.
Well, this is the final match between these two teams before the postseason hits, and still crazy to see that we're at that point in the season where the playoffs are just around the corner. But so far, so good in terms of the entertainment value in this matchup. Just one goal so far, but chances at either end. This could bode well for a potential playoff matchup.
I think these teams are just destined to meet in the second round.
Two very dedicated fan bases as well.
There's a lot of similarities between these teams, Dan. Obviously, the fan bases being passionate. They've got playmakers on both sides, great goaltending. Two coaches, I think, who should be up for Coach of the Year, and Greg Walters for Windsor and UC Ahokas here in Kitchener. These teams mirror each other a lot, and I think that's going to make for a great playoff series when we get there, and that's only a few weeks away. Windsor, they want to try to tie this game as Protas falls, can't get the clean shot away. Now here's McNeil. McNeil, he's grabbed from behind, that time by Belchez, but does dump the puck into the Windsor end, as there's Woodall. Puck got pinned up off the boards there by Mercer. Tries to poke it around as Eichler gets it here for Woodall. Now for Belchez. Belchez, he'll backhand one for Protas and then drops it back here for Eichler. Eichler with some speed in the Kitchener. Tried to center one up, but onto the tape, though, of Carson Campbell for Kitchener. Carson Campbell, he'll shoot this one back into the Windsor, and Froggatt came out to attempt to play it, but that puck had too much juice on it. Nice poke free there by Abraham. Tried to do a solo man mission, just ran out of the room. Now here comes Andonovski. Off for Campbell, back to Matt Andonovski with 8:20 left to go in the first period. Off to Tanner Lamb here on the near wing. That puck's bouncing around, and the Windsor Spitfires, they'll collect it here with Noah Morneau. Morneau over the line, looking for Abraham. That pass is behind him, but gets it to Morneau. Morneau's shot, that's blocked. Morneau, third look at this, tries to center one up, can't get to Abraham. Cristoforo shot, hits some traffic in front. Rangers still can't clear. Cristoforo again, that's blocked by Andonovski. Lamb can't clear. Windsor still with it. As Garden, he puts it into the far near corner, and now the Rangers will take it. There's a potential hold that was not called, but Kitchener will come back with some speed of themselves. Here's Misteljevic. Misteljevic shot. Ellis backhander, he sent it wide. He had Froggatt beat, but just couldn't put it on target. Shot came on from the point, just goes wide, as now Tanner Lamb. He'll track this puck down. Lamb, he's taken down here by Garden. Kitchener will get the first power play. Diricolo's shot touched up by Cristoforo, as the Rangers will get the first power play of the game. A tripping call will go against Ethan Garden.
Luke Ellen is looking skyward after nearly having his first 20-goal season in his career, and that one looked destined for the back of the net. Might get another chance now, though, on this power play opportunity coming up for Kitchener with 7:23 to go. As Lamb at the blue line was trying to evade the Spitfire coming in with some pressure, and instead got the stick between his skates. So the Rangers' 11th best power play will get to work against the 5th best penalty kill in the Ontario Hockey League.
This is the area we know Kitchener, they're still trying to improve on, but they have seen some progress as of late. As the Spitfires, they do clear right off the faceoff, sending that puck the length of the ice as Parsons will leave it. Up ice will come Cameron Reed. Reed, he'll drop it back. Off now for Pridham, give and go for Misljevic. Trying to get it back to Misljevic. He'll throw it off the end wall, and it'll come for Humphries. Humphries will send it back here for Adrian Misljevic. Misljevic tries to get it to Trent Swick. Swick now for Pridham. Pridham leaves it to the point. Now to Humphries. Here for Reed. Back to Pridham. Pridham here for Humphries. Humphries gets it to Swick. Swick tries to jam it through. Crashing through is Pridham, and that one hit a Windsor stick. Now trying to get it back to Swick. As the Spitfires trying to find a way to clear, they cannot. Humphries overskates the puck. That leads to the Spitfires clearing with Spellacy. Windsor makes a line change, and Parsons trying to catch Windsor in that line change. Here's Elenis with 1:03 left to go on this Rangers power play. Elenis, he'll regroup from just in the far corner. Directing traffic, now waiting here for Jakub Kromiak, who comes off the bench. And now here comes Kromiak with some speed. Jakub Kromiak to Tanner Lamb, try to feed it back, and they do here for Romano. Romano, he'll shoot it into the near corner as Froggatt comes out to play it, as pinching in there is Lamb. Lamb gets it to the point for Kromiak, down low behind the goal line here for Elenis. Elenis finds Romano. Most passing to Lamb, now to Andonovski. Andonovski back to Lamb, 27 seconds left on the power play. Elenis, he can't get a shot away. Kromiak feeds it off the wall and out of the Windsor zone, where Andonovski will have to regroup with 18 seconds left on this Kitchener power play. Kromiak start this last rush out here for Kitchener with the man advantage. Pass there for Elenis. Nice little move by Elenis. Off here for Romano. Here's Romano. Back to Elenis. Elenis shot blocker saved by Froggatt. Froggatt didn't know where the rebound was, but the Spitfires steered that puck to the boards, and we're back to even strength hockey. Andonovski went down low for Elenis. One-timer chance by Kromiak. Didn't get all of it. Now Romano. Romano trying to fight off the check coming on from Kennedy. Shot on. Here's Andonovski. Andonovski, great pad save again made by Froggatt. He's made 2 massive saves in the first period for Windsor.
Good lateral movement there, getting across to his left and shutting the door.
We'll have to remember those if Windsor can find a way to come away with the W. The big saves made by Carter Froggatt here in the first period.
From both net-minders, quite frankly.
Under 5 minutes to go in the first period as McNeil. He'll shoot this one back into the Windsor end. As the Spitfires, they'll take it there with Hicks. Good passing by Windsor, but still trying to get another one. There's Davis onto the tape here of McNamara. McNamara trying to get it out in front that time for Spellacy. He gets steered off the puck and into the far boards by McNeil. McNeil all over Spellacy as McNamara tries to get that puck free, and he does. Off to Hicks. Hicks shot through some traffic, and it goes just wide as Davis gets taken into the near boards. Battle ensues for the puck as McNeil finds Max Diricolo. As the Rangers will start this rush out here with Lachar, who opened the scoring just 3 minutes into the first. His pass is off the mark, intercepted that time by McNamara, whose pass was intercepted there by Matt Andonovski at center ice. Dangerous puck possession moments there as Windsor's got their first line on here with Protas. Protas, he'll roll it in, trying to chase it down is Belchez. Belchez lays the body on and takes a man down with him. As Romano able to find it out here for Vermeulen. Vermeulen looking for Arquette. That pass a little too strong, and it'll be an icing call against Kitchener. As we head to break with the Kitchener Rangers still up 1-0 on the Windsor Spitfires. You're watching Hefner, Kitchener Rangers hockey on Rogers TV.
My OHL is a place to talk. So Talk Today has a number of elements. First and foremost, we support the players. We provide mental health and awareness training and suicide prevention training to them. And we have a coach that's in every one of our branches that supports an OHL team. And in years to come, these individuals that are playing in the OHL now will be great mental health champions.
As tonight is the 200th game for Trent Swick. Here we're going to celebrate some milestone moments in his career. Here it is, signing day. Trent commits to the Kitchener Rangers. Fun fact, he signed that paperwork on his birthday, April 25th, 2020. Back up to you guys.
Thank you very much, Sean. Great flow coming out of the hair there from Trent Swick, and he has been such a joy to watch his career grow in the OHL, all here in Kitchener. And that's another icing call against the Rangers.
Well, you're talking about both coaches, a case to be made for them potentially being considered for Coach of the Year, and for the Rangers and UC Ahoka's back-to-back 40-win seasons. And the Rangers, if they run the table, would get them to 49 wins the campaign, which would be their highest win total since that Memorial Cup championship winning season back in 07-08. Still a lot of work to do to even contemplate that, but nonetheless, what UC Ahoka and the staff have done in the last 2 years, it's been pretty impressive to watch.
That definitely has, as that shot on from the point there by Eichlers into the glove of Parsons. It's 2 seasons where people were just wondering, where's Kitchener going to finish? Are they even going to make the playoffs? And you look right now, Rangers sitting 3rd in the Western Conference, have the 2nd most points with 90.
And the 2nd most wins as well in the Western Conference, with the Spitfires 41 and on the campaign. And there's a good look at the Rangers bench boss. And Jeff Kurzakis, who's sitting on the left.
And the most exciting thing for Rangers fans, they're here for another 2 years.
Hey, I wonder what might be happening in 2 years.
We will wait and see what happens, Dan. As there's Swick. And there's a penalty coming up to Trent Swick. A slashing call will go against Trent Swick.
So Swick will go off to serve with the 26 goal score off now for the Rangers. For 2 or less, the Spitfires will get an opportunity for their first power play chance of the game with 3:07 to go. Late period penalties, always a frustrating aspect of the game for coaches, and now the Rangers will be tested to try and preserve this 1-goal advantage. Here's another look at that slash, and again, pretty clear cut as he just reached in rather than continue pressing Kennedy there, going back for that loose puck in his own zone.
So the Spitfires, they got the 5th best power play in the OHL at 24.5%. Rangers, though, best penalty kill in the OHL at 84.8 as they get an early clear.
And unsurprisingly, Protas and Greentree, the 2 top players offensively for the Spits on the power play. Protas 14 and Greentree with 10 power play goals respectively.
Here's Cristoforo going down low for Abraham, and he just backhanded that one wide. Now Protas, his pass is intercepted, but Kitchener can't clear. Back to Cristoforo. Cross-ice pass here for Liam Greentree. Greentree for Cristoforo, one-timer, didn't get all of it, and he steered it wide. Abraham, he breaks away from his man, and a hand pass will blow play dead in the Kitchener end.
There you just see some good puck movement right off the get-go for the Spitfires. Nice and crisp and keeping the Rangers penalty killers moving, and that's really the starting point for an effective power play. So with 1:20 to go, the Rangers certainly have to be mindful of that. Fortunately for them, this faceoff comes outside their own blue line, and a chance to reset, and the Rangers going to get one more last change in, and they will, as Pridham was just taking a glance over. And that's just going for his mouth guard.
Needs that, yeah.
Absolutely. Players get dinged for less, and mouth guard seems to be one of those that they've highlighted
well, we
the last couple seasons.
Remember that a few seasons ago, Francesco Pinelli got a suspension from that.
Always worth mentioning, right?
Yeah. I think that's how the OHL players learned the hard way when the OHL was cracking down on that a few seasons ago.
The Pinelli rule, why don't we call it that, right?
As Pridham, Peach pokes this puck free. Here's Pridham. Pridham shot, pad save, took a deflection off the Windsor defender. And that could have been worse for wear for the Spitfires shorthanded.
Pridham's already got 1 shorty this season. He's done really great things on special teams.
Spellacy poked off the puck there from Reed, as getting held up here is Misiljevic. Now getting it off this time to Spitfires here for Woodall. 51 seconds left to go in this Windsor power play. Woodall, he'll shoot it into the far corner. Spellacy with a burst of speed, trying to peel away here from Reed. Reed gets enough of his skate on it as now the Rangers get it with Pridham, who clears.
Well, two good things there on this PK. They're aggressive on the forecheck without overcommitting and quick outs, and we saw both right there in that sequence. Now just 30 seconds left on the Spitfire power play.
Woodall will drop it back for Cristoforo with 24 seconds left on the Windsor man advantage. Here for Protus. You want to get that top power play unit back out there, do the Spitfires. Morneau here for Cristoforo, and Cristoforo stick breaks, and that leads to an easy clear to at least center ice before Greentree will pick up the loose puck. Here's Greentree. He's poked off the puck, and Mercer clears a game.
Trying to do a little too much. They're going 1-on-3 as his linemate was heading off for a stick. They had the zone game, but a little too much.
Oh, we're back to 5-on-5 hockey as Windsor is now 0 for 1 on the man advantage as we're under a minute to go here in the first period.
Power play that started looking so good just was snuffed out by this Rangers PK, which has also been quite excellent as of late.
Now here's Mercer. He'll take it off the far boards. Mercer taken off the puck there by Kennedy, but good job by Arquette to track the puck down. Finally, Spellacy. They're trying to spring in Garden, but good. Once again, the Rangers get back and tie up the Spitfire sticks and lanes to win the puck back here with 30 seconds left to go in the first period. As Max Giacola, he'll march up ice now for the Kitchener Rangers. Giacola, he'll wire it in to the Spitfire end. Trying to pinch in that time is Romano. Couldn't do it. Now here comes Morneau. Morneau for the Spitfires over the line. Next move by Morneau. Picked off the puck by Giacola. Guard tries to backhand one through. Still a twig out on the ice, and Giacola gives a good shot to Morneau, who lost his helmet and will have to head off. Last chance here for the Spitfires. Belchez the move, but the horn goes to end the first period. A very entertaining opening 20 minutes of play that'll see the home side on East Avenue, the Kitchener Rangers, take a 1-0 lead into the intermission.
As we take a look at the shots on goal, which is pretty even in that opening 20 minutes.
Shots on goal brought to you by Activa, Waterloo Region's largest home builder and community creator. Visit activa.ca for more details.
11-10, the shots total favoring the Rangers after that opening period. As Matthew Lachar picks up his second goal in his last 4 games to open the scoring here tonight.
And when we come back from break, our Sean Fafaro will be joined by Ryan Abraham of the Windsor Spitfires. You're watching Hefner, Kitchener Rangers Hockey on Rogers TV.
Thing certain in life is change. We're here for you and your family when the unexpected happens.
Food Network is now in free preview.
You're welcome.
Watch all new seasons of your favorite chefs, culinary competitions,
Win, you're in.
and bake-offs. Food Network just tastes better. And it's in free preview right now.
Welcome home.
HGTV is now in free preview. The home of possible with all your favorite builders, designers, and big reveals.
Love that.
HGTV, the original and the best. Now in free preview.
Your Region This Week takes you behind the headlines on issues and events shaping our community. Join Anandi Carol Woolery as she updates you with in-depth stories. 519 Sports Online has highlights and athlete profiles. Tune into Your Region This Week with new episodes Mondays at 7:30 p.m. and Fridays at 6 p.m.
Was that 4 or 5? He's lost count and still thinks he can drive. Do you think he knows that when he is caught and charged with impaired driving, he'll lose his license and a lot more? If he gets in his car, he'll face costs exceeding $20,000. Does he realize he could have a criminal record for his choice to drive? And it could be much worse if he crashes. I wonder what he'll be thinking tomorrow.
Have a hold in one at 15.
Visit arrivealive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive. Drive sober.
Welcome back to Hefner Kitchener Rangers Hockey and Rogers TV. At the end of one period of play, the Rangers are leading the Spitfires by a score of 1-0. I'm joined at ice level by Ryan Abraham from the Windsor Spitfires. And Ryan, obviously a tough first period, but pretty even in terms of shots and energy out there. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I think off to a slow start, but I think the second's going to be good for us.
The mouth guard violation penalty, we see this very rarely. Have you ever been called for this before?
I don't know. It was very soft. I had it in my mouth. I think it's a joke, but whatever.
I want to ask you about this season with the Windsor Spitfires. You clinched last night, third West Division title in 4 years. How are you feeling after last night?
Yeah, I think it's great. You know, I've been here for 3 of them, so I'm very excited to see what we got going on this year.
There's a bit of a budding rivalry between Windsor and Kitchener, especially from that playoff series a couple of years ago. I know you know about that. Are you looking forward to potentially looking down the road and maybe taking these guys on in the second round?
Yeah, I mean, every round in playoffs is important, every game. So yeah, especially these guys. You know, they swept us a couple of years ago, and it's yeah, we want to get them back.
The Spitfires have looked great all season long, right off the starting line. How deep can this team go in the playoffs, Ryan?
I think we can go all the way. You know, I think we have a really good team, a lot of depth. So yeah, I think we can make it far.
What are you going to do in the second and third period to try and take home this Friday night faceoff win?
We're just going to keep it simple. You know, keep shooting. It's pretty even up there, but I think we can get a little more shots and limit their shots.
Thanks, Ryan. Good luck, and good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you.
All right, special interview with Josh Sweetland from the OHL coming up right after this. You're watching Rogers TV.
The Village Caterer provides catering and services for all occasions, from business lunches to backyard barbecues, and to large events like weddings and community events. Let the Village Caterer help you make your event one you and your guests will never forget. Brought to you by the Kitchener-Waterloo Home and Garden Show. The region's largest home show runs Friday, March 21st to Sunday, March 23rd. There's no place like home with the Kitchener-Waterloo Home and Garden Show at the Kitchener Memorial Auditorium.
Hello, I'm Liz Dowdswell, Lieutenant Governor of Ontario. In 2008, carbon monoxide, a deadly invisible gas, killed an entire family in our province. That tragedy led to a new law requiring homes with potential CO sources to have alarms. John Gignac's family members passed away that day, and he shares his story to save others.
Please make sure you have working CO alarms in your home. Protect your family today.
Welcome back to Hefner Kitchener Rangers Hockey and Rogers TV. At the end of one period of play, the Rangers lead the Spitfires by a score of 1-0. It's my pleasure to have Josh Sweetland, the Director of Communications from the OHL, down here at ice level with me. Josh, what brings you to the Odd? It's always great to see you here in Kitchener.
Well, I don't live too far off. This was one I didn't want to miss tonight. Windsor and Kitchener, not too many better places to be than at the Odd on a Friday night.
Nothing like odds at the Odd on a Friday night. You're absolutely right about that. Friday Night Faceoff. We've got people out there watching on Facebook, on X, on YouTube. This has been such a success this year. How happy are you with how the Friday Night Faceoff has rolled out?
You know what? It's been a lot of fun. It's been great to showcase the talent of individuals like yourself, you know, the play-by-play color guys all across the league. I know it's a thrill for them, and it's been great to expose more fans to the Ontario Hockey League.
Have you been finding out that people are watching from all over the world instead of just in Ontario and North America?
It's kind of neat because if you track along with like the YouTube chat or the chat on Facebook, you do see people kind of piping in from different places all over North America and you know, giving their perspectives and taking an interest in the OHL. And that kind of warms my heart because I'm as big of an OHL fan as you'll ever meet.
For sure. Where did the idea come from, and how difficult was it to roll out and implement?
You know what? Growing up, I watched Mike Richards, Andre Benoit, and Scott Dickey. So much of the OHL story is through broadcast, and that applies still today, except all the young folks, and not even just the young folks, they're watching on here, right? And we want to showcase our product on different mediums, right? And this is a great way to do that. Pushing it right out to followers on social media, trying to pick the best matchups every Friday night and give people a taste of what the OHL is all about. And it's been a lot of fun. You know what? From a tech side, we've had great support from our internal staff. We've worked out some kinks along the way, but I think all in all, it's been very successful.
You've picked some bang-on matchups throughout. You've been really fortunate with the matchups that you've picked. What's the plan going forward, going into the playoffs? Are we going to see more Friday night faceoffs in the playoffs? Are we going to maybe see this expand next season?
I wouldn't expect it to go away. I would look forward to it in the playoffs. I think we intend to keep it going on Friday nights. Of course, the balance of the schedule shifts a little bit come playoff time, so we'll see what matchups we get on Friday nights come that time of year. But if anything, this has kind of shown us what's possible. You know, we could apply this sort of model for, say, the OHL priority selection. You know, different league events can be streamed right out on our social feeds, and I would say this has been a learning experience for us to kind of learn how to do that, and it's been fun to learn as we go.
Well, kudos to you and everyone at the OHL for making it work this year. We were thrilled here in Kitchener to be part of the very first Friday Night Face-Off, and we're glad you're back here tonight. We look forward to seeing you back in the playoffs. Keep up the great work.
Thanks, Sean. I appreciate it.
All right, we'll be back with more. You're watching Hefner Kitchener Rangers hockey on Rogers TV.
Brought to you by the Kitchener-Waterloo Home and Garden Show. The region's largest home show runs Friday, March 21st to Sunday, March 23rd. There's no place like home with the Kitchener-Waterloo Home and Garden Show at the Kitchener Memorial Auditorium.
Hey, we're Chris and Cam. We are the hosts of What's Buzzin' right here on Rogers TV. We are that show that chats all things trending, interviewing local guests, and we embarrass ourselves a little bit too. That happens.
Yeah, honestly, we're that talk show you definitely want to check out. We're super fun. We have on local guests and things that you want to check out in the community. You can check out on What's Buzzin'.
Yeah, it starts here.
Starts
We're gonna
here.
have a lot of fun, and that happens on Wednesday nights, 8 p.m. on Rogers TV.
You called us in, meaning you suspect foul play.
We have nothing to hide.
How do we know that this sex scandal is real?
It was completely consensual.
Do you remember all of your cases, Detective Graff?
Only the ones that keep me up at night.
This is fraud on a massive scale.
I didn't do anything.
Sit down. You'll need a good lawyer to prove it.
Well, we have one, and he's excited to meet you. You might have yourself a murder case.
David Prang from the Chamber of Commerce Brantford Brant speaks with community members about events and organizations that impact the city of Brantford and the county of Brant. Chamber TV, Thursdays at 6:30 p.m., right here on Rogers TV.
This is a man's heart, a heart in desperate need of medical attention. But because 78% of Indigenous people experience racism in healthcare, he may not get the help he needs. Become an ally. Rise above racism in healthcare.
Welcome back to Hefner Kitchener Rangers hockey on Rogers TV. Red hot minigame Timbit action on the ice, but red hot action between the Spits and Rangers in the first. Let's take a look at the highlights. The Rangers were the only team to get on the board. That came 3 minutes into the first period. Look at this. Matthew Lachar coming down the left side, just snaps off that wrist shot. Notches his 7th of the year. Sweet pass from Max Diracolo on the play. You see Diracolo finds Lachar at the blue line to blue line. That's right. And then Lachar pockets his 7th past Froggatt. Froggatt makes a great save down here at the end. And down the other way, we've got a breakaway, and Jackson Parsons with an unreal save. Save to save at the other end, keeps that score 1-0. The Rangers have an edge in shots, 11-10. Scoring summary brought to you by Mr. Lube. We'll take a quick break, and be back with more. You're watching Hefner Kitchener Rangers hockey on Rogers TV.
With clubs, leagues, and courts in every province and territory across Canada, squash is the sport for wall-to-wall fun, fitness, and friendship. From coast to coast to coast. Learn to play and you'll want to do it every day. Squash. Play inside the box.
I am Gagwege. My name means everything.
Tom Longboats.
I am Wolf Clan, Onondaga Nation. I've run many different races. I've run to survive and to be free. I've run to win for honor.
His people might be lazy, but this one's damn fast.
My people respected our runners, people who carried important messages from village to village.
I need a guide to the next post. Dispatch carrier, sir. I can get you there.
God's sakes, man, slow down. Who do you think I am, Tom Longboat?
No, sir. I am.
Running makes me feel alive. It's everything.
Tom Longboat was the first Indigenous person to win the Boston Marathon. He ran his way to international fame and became an inspiration to generations of athletes.
Hello, welcome to Lions TV Bingo. An announcement, we are now on Mondays. Yes, every Monday from now on, Lions TV Bingo is going to be here on Rogers, and we're off like a herd of turtles. Roll 29. 4 $500 prizes, one $3,500 prize, all the trivia you can imagine, and some of my bad jokes. We'll see you this Monday.
Welcome back to Hefner Kitchener Rangers hockey on Rogers TV. Rangers leading by a score of 1-0 as the Timbits clear the ice. Let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by Dufferin Concrete, providing high-quality concrete in the GTA and surrounding areas for over 100 years. This is one of 8 games going on in the OHL this evening. Brampton up 1-0. Flint up 1-0. Oshawa and Sudbury are tied. Owen Sound leads Erie 1-0. Kingston and London are tied 1-1 in the intermission in a game that sees Dale Hunter looking for his 1,000th win. Sarnia is up on Guelph as they battle for that final playoff spot in the West, and Barrie is up 2-0 on Sault Ste. Marie. Thanks to Dufferin Concrete for sponsoring our out-of-town scoreboard, and thanks to everybody around the world, as Josh Sweetland mentioned, for watching us on Friday Night Faceoff, wherever you are joining us from. We got a couple minutes left until the second period puck drop, so let's throw it upstairs to Jason and Dan.
And thanks so much, Sean. And not only are we happy to feature the Spitfires and Rangers, 2 top teams in the Western Conference, we're also happy to highlight Mr. Sean Paparo down at ice level. It is his birthday tonight, and Sean, from both Jason and I and the entire Rogers broadcast crew, happy birthday, everybody. Always enjoy working, whether it's a hockey game or a wrestling match like back in the day. Those are some great memories. There's not a microphone you won't absolutely excel behind, and we're so privileged to work with you each and every of these Rangers games. And one from all of us again once more, happy birthday, much love, and hopefully he had a fantastic day and the Rangers can cap it off with a big win tonight.
Absolutely, and you know what? Well, happy birthday, Sean. And it was a great pace that we saw in that first period where Kitchener's got the slight lead in shots 11-10 and the 1-0 lead just 3 minutes in thanks to Matthew Lachar. But we talked about it off the top, Dan, that this would be a playoff-like atmosphere, and it eventually got going with the checking, the intensity's there. It's starting to feel like that playoff-like atmosphere.
Absolutely, and the thing is with the Rangers too, they want to build on that continuously going forward. They can't afford to sit back. We saw a lot of good elements in their game. Parsons bailed them out in a couple instances there, where especially Liam Greentree, that was certainly a highlight of the period for the Spitfires, coming that close to tying the game up pretty quickly after the Rangers had scored off the stick of Matthew Lachar. But that number there, that minder right there, number 88 for the Spitfires, has made a couple of dandies himself and keeping it just a 1-goal deficit. So buckle up your seatbelts. We're in for a good next 20 minutes of play.
And as well, you heard from our interview with Ryan Abraham with Sean that he got dinged for that mouthguard violation that we had talked about, but happened to Francesco Pinelli a few years ago. He's got a 10-minute misconduct, so he'll begin the second period in the penalty box for the Spitfires. And for the Rangers, it's just really building on the success that they had in that first period, getting some shots here on Froggatt. He's got a little bit of some rebound control, and their defense has been sensational, shutting down so far through one period of play Liam Greentrim and Ilya Protas.
So with 20 seconds to go here before we start up, the Rangers out here a little earlier than usual, I think, but I think it just speaks to how fired up they are to get back into this head-to-head. And we saw two top defensemen for the Rangers as well, and Rangers captain Matt Andonovski not one to shy away from the physicality, but it wasn't much, but just the interactions with Wyatt Kennedy earlier on, the former North Bay Battalion. And not another player to shy away from the sandpaper stuff. I think that just sets up what we should have the rest of the way going forward.
Well, puck is down and we are underway with the second period as Humphreys win the faceoff. Chromiak, though, turns it over right to Greentree. A great job by Reed to force that puck away from Greentree. Shot from the point by Kennedy into the chest, though, of Parsons, and some more pushing and shoving as Greentree takes down a man. Let's throw it down to ice level with Sean Farfaro.
Thank you both for the birthday shout out. One day, Dan and I'll tell you the story about that night we did PWA wrestling and what a mess that was with Tracy Smothers swimming like a fish in the ring. But I did want to tie together the fact that it's my birthday today, yes, and thank you for pointing that out, with the fact that it's also Hayden Ellis's birthday today. So Hayden and I share a birthday. We talked at morning skate this morning. Pretty sure he's going to score a goal tonight just to celebrate March 7th. Back up to you guys.
Well, thank you very much, as March has now rolled in the calendar, and Hayden Ellis, he's been really playing some great hockey as well for the Kitchener Rangers. Had a big goal a few Tuesdays ago against the Guelph Storm, and the Buffalo, New York native really paying dividends and those depth rolls for Kitchener as Pritta kicks the puck off the wall but couldn't find a teammate. Now Campbell swinging a miss, trying to keep that puck in the Windsor end. As taken away there that time as Sean Costello couldn't get it. Protas, his pass off the stick there of Trent Swick as that puck's deflected and will bounce in the playing surface here as Parsons will now leave it for Andonovski. Good job by Parsons to steer it away as Sean Costello had a burst of speed. Now Protas, he sends what hits the side of the net. Will come here for Costello. Costello to the point there for Eichler, who sends it wide. As Pritta, he tries to poke it out and cannot. As Protas, that's nearly intercepted. Protas gets it back. Shot on, blocker away that time by Parsons. As the Rangers here with Humphreys on the near boards. Humphreys at center ice for Trent Swick. Over the line, Swick bumped that time by Nathan Games. Now Woodall will take it. Nice pass by Woodall to Games. Games, he's over the line. Off here for Cole Davis. Davis will try to drive in and just couldn't get a clean shot on target. Now Spellacy here for Woodall. Woodall will backhand into the skates, though, of Davis. Spellacy shot, save made by Parsons. There is a rebound, but the Spitfires can't pounce on it. Great start here for the second period for the visitors from the Border City. Davis couldn't track that one down, as now the Rangers will still try to clear, but they cannot. Woodall will send it into the far corner as Jakub Chromiak gets hit hard that time by Spellacy. Off the wall, though, for Misiljevic. Misiljevic stays with it, looking for Lamb. Here's Tanner Lamb. Lamb, a nice move. Lamb between the legs, and getting enough of it that time was Froggatt. Another big save by Carter Froggatt. Turnover here by McNamara. Off here for Lamb. Lamb makes the pass up for Misiljevic. Misiljevic scores! Oh, baby! The missile was launched and showed off some delicacy. It's 2-0 Kitchener.
As Adrian Misiljevic boosts his team-leading goal total of 28 on the season. And he doubles the Rangers' lead almost the same amount of time that they opened it in the first period, just shy of 3 minutes in. And here's a nice move, gathering that bouncing puck. Good hand-eye there to settle it just in time, and then able to get it from his forehand to his backhand around that right pad of Froggatt. And all of a sudden, the Rangers, having killed off a penalty, now find themselves up by a deuce.
What soft hands that time from Adrian Misiljevic. Showed off some clean finesse to go on the backhand past Carter Froggatt and give the Kitchener Rangers that insurance lead. They're up 2-0. Diracolo, especially, that's got to be a bit of a killer here for Windsor. The great start they had to the second period, but Windsor, they want to get the next goal. Here's Hicks with a shot that takes a bounce off the end glass. Now Romano, he'll flip this one out, trying to get after it. Here is Vermeulen. Vermeulen, though, bumped out of the way as Hicks will get there first for the Spitfires. Hicks sends it off this time for Connor Walton. They get the pass out here for Greentree at center ice. Now Hicks over the line. Hicks shot on glove down by Parsons, and we get a whistle.
Well, after Misiljevic had his 5-game point streak snap, where he had 6 points in that span, or rather 7 points in that span, he snaps a mini 2-game skid where he hasn't put up a point, with the big one here this evening on home ice against the Spitfires on a pretty play from in tight. That certainly wasn't an easy sequence by any means for the Rangers sharpshooter. And for Misiljevic, that's his first goal of the season against these Spits, and he's got the Rangers in good position right now early in the second period.
And assists go to Tanner Lamb and Andrew McNeil, who gets his 3rd career OHL assist.
All because he was a player to watch.
And we
got to take full credit, clearly.
I mean, we'll get Sean to talk about that. I mean, you know, McNeil, he's a guy that's been in and out of the lineup, but he had a stretch where he got those 2 points in 3 games back in November as an icing call goes against the Rangers.
Well, the thing is, too, as I mentioned off the top when we were kicking off the show, that this is a kid that can put up numbers. He had 17 points in 40 games, so not bad for a defenseman. And it's one of those things where just as you get more reps at this level, as he continues to get now his 25th game with, or 27th game rather, with the Blue Shirts, he's starting to kind of piece that part of his game together a bit more.
Spitfires win the face-off as Weingart, he throws one through onto the stick that time, but Spitfires can't get a shot away that time. There was Games. Games' shot goes wide. Woodall will pinch in. Woodham looking for Davis, will come here for Games. Games settles it down, backhands it around the Ranger net as Weingart gets pinned up by Diracolo and Ellis. He's trying to spin away that time is Weingart. Well, that's Protas, excuse me. Protas can take it off the wall. Protas himself at the point as Weingart, he fans on that one-timer, as then Protas pinches in and knocks the puck away there from McNeil. Good work from Davis. Davis will they'll send it in behind the Ranger net as Kitchener still trying to find a way to get out of their own end here.
Mercer took a hard bump right in front of the Spitfires bench. Got a bit of a reaction from the crowd.
As the Rangers, they'll finally send this puck back into the Windsor end as Kitchener will make a line change as well. As Woodall will go over the line. Woodall, he'll shoot one in. Trying to track it down there. Spellacy with the speed. Sharp angle shot. Bouncing off the top of the net. No goal. Spellacy, he'll settle it down here for the Spitfires. Spellacy, though, driven into the far boards that time by Trent Swick. And then Oski trying to dig the puck free as well. And then the Rangers will break out here with Trent Swick. Swick out here looking for Humphreys, but Cristoforo cuts it off. Now Carson Campbell, he'll shoot in, but offside as it hit Trent Swick against Kitchener.
Well, as we discussed in the first period, in the remnants of this regular season, looking both teams will be playing more on home ice than on the road down this home stretch. Spitfires, with including this one, or after this one, will have 4 of the last 6 games at the WFCU Center, and the Rangers will play 5 of their last 7. That's including tonight's game here at the Odd. So that's exactly what you want, I think, going into the playoffs. Not too much travel, keep the fresh legs as much as you can, and then go into the playoffs strong.
And even those road trips, they're not bad road trips. They got a road trip next Saturday back in Owen Sound, and they close out the regular season in Guelph.
Yeah, a quick half hour of that to Guelph, and quick 2-hour jaunt down to, or up to Owen Sound.
As Kennedy, he'll kick it off here for Cristoforo. Morneau try to get it back for Greentree. Spitfires can't clear. Backhand that time by Pridham, as it'll come here from Humphreys back to Jack Pridham. Jack Pridham at the point here for Campbell. Campbell will send it around that puck, evades that loose stick that's left behind the Spitfires net. Christopher will flip it up, gloving it down. Here's Noah Morneau. Morneau out on the near boards. Gets taken off the puck by Carson Campbell. Great job by Campbell, who wires it around right here for Christian Humphreys. Humphreys looking for Misseljevic, but standing his ground that time was Connor Walton. Now Greentree will get it back here for Protas. Protas, he'll send it into the near corner. Parsons will send it back the other way as Greentree will pinch in. Greentree, though, hit hard by Humphreys. Big blast by Walton. Gets to the wide side in the Kitchener end. Now Eichler there. Give it back now here for Belchez. Belchez poked off the puck by Campbell. Taking a chance here. Out front, shot save made by Parsons on Games. Games has been very active here as the Rangers will come back. As Kitchener will just dump this puck in behind the Spitfires net as Kitchener wants a line change. Josef Eichler here for the Spitfires. Eichler takes a tumble to the ice, looking to get it back for Games, and with that, it's going to be an icing call against Windsor as the Rangers extend their lead. They're up 2-0 on the Spitfires, and you're watching Hefner Kitchener Rangers hockey on Rogers TV.
Where do you go for prices this low? You save wholesale flooring. We shop the world to bring you the region's largest selection of flooring. We buy directly from the manufacturer to bring you guaranteed low prices. Prices so low, just take it and go!
Culligan Water has been Waterloo Region's trusted source for drinking water systems, water softeners, and problem water solutions for over 85 years. Cleaner, better water for your household is easy and more convenient than ever. Culligan, your one-stop shop for all things water.
At ECU, a division of WFCU Credit Union, we help you grow your wealth responsibly. We help you grow your wealth confidently. And we help you grow your wealth purposefully. No matter what wealth looks like to you, ECU can help you get there.
Don't forget to get your Rangers Reach 50/50 tickets at rangers5050.com or by scanning that QR code. And tune in on Sunday. We're going to talk to Craig Campbell about the great work that Rangers Reach is doing, and they're presenting a big fat check for all the great work they do at the beginning of that game. Catch it on Sunday. Rangers5050.com. Back up to you.
Well, thank you very much, Sean, and we can't wait to hear that interview with Craig Campbell come Sunday afternoon. Stripping the puck here is Games of Reed. Game tries to center up there for Eichler. Back. Good passing shot by Protas, saved by Parsons. Out in front, baseball shot that time by Belchez, and he sent it over the Ranger net. Now Adrian Misseljevic for the Rangers. He'll shoot it in behind the Spitfires net as Frogge will try to get it off for Woodall. Pinching in that time was Tanner Lamb. Now Games, he lets that puck go through him, as Cameron Reed will track it down for the Rangers. Reed, nice pass out here off the stick, though, of Spellacy, as streaking in there was Luke Ellenis. Hicks will send it around for Woodall. Pitching in again is Tanner Lamb. Lamb avoids the pressure that time from Spellacy, but forces a turnover. Did Spellacy from Lamb. A good hit laid by Max Diracolo as he wiped out Costello.
Oh my gosh, that shook the benches and the odd here. Costello slow to get up. And fans reacting with a nice round of applause for the big man, Diracolo, laying him out.
Forget the Costco guys. Max Diracolo, he brings the boom. As that pass will go the length of the ice from the Spitfires, and it'll be an icing call against Windsor.
Oh, the physicality certainly starting the first, and it's back in a big way. Max Diracolo, great look at him right there as he laid out the Spitfire right here. Here's a great look at it, and there is a hard shove right into the sideboards. Nice clean hit. Number 25 of the Rangers setting the tone as we near the midway point of this hockey game.
Oh, Sean Costello got a wake-up call there from Max Diracolo, who himself not afraid to throw his body around for the Kitchener Rangers. And he does it, too, in such a way that's not dangerous, not to take a penalty, lays a good impact the right way. As Campbell will send it around looking for Vermeulen. That puck got away from him. Hicks will battle here with Arquette up on the near boards. Spitfires now with Carson Woodall. Woodall will peel away from Andrew Vermeulen. Nice pass out by Vermeulen here for Davis. Davis pass, though, hits Arquette. Now Romano gets it for Vermeulen. Here's Vermeulen. 1-on-3 scenario here for Vermeulen. He'll backhands when that goes wide. Now Romano. He'll send it around the Spitfires net. Pinching in is Vermeulen. Romano tried to center one up. Comes back here for Luca Romano. Romano to Andrew Vermeulen. Vermeulen will one-hand this puck behind the Spitfires net. Into the skates, though, of Arquette. Arquette trying to get away from Woodle as the Spitfires will pinch in and close up on the Spelicine. Another good hit late, that time by Vermeulen. Davis tries to make the move around that time of Andonovski. Puck will come for Vermeulen. Now Arquette. Nice pass out here for Campbell. Campbell shot, pad save made by Froggatt. And then two Rangers wiped themselves out in Campbell and Romano, but great job to get back by Chromiak. Steered Greentree wide. Greentree, he'll track this puck down as it gets wrapped up by Carson Campbell. Here's Ilya Protas though. Protas, here for Morneau. Morneau shot and he scores! Noah Morneau gets the Spitfires on the board as he puts one upstairs past Parsons, and Windsor's within one.
It's the Windsor kid getting his hometown team on the board with his 23rd of the year. And they cut the Rangers lead in half with that nice snapshot right around the face-off dot, and that's executed to perfection. Gets the quick feed and tape to tape and blows it by Parsons. High blocker side. And Morneau, the former 15th round pick of the Spits back in 2020, gets his squad on the board.
That was just an absolute bullet of a shot there by Morneau that Parsons played it well. Just a perfect shot that went top shelf, and there's a penalty coming up to the Rangers as Cristoforo went down, and that brings a crowd. Some mitts will be dropped. It's Lachar that's going to get the penalty for Kitchener.
As Spitfires captain came over to have a word too, and a late shove, so you almost wonder whether that was enough to maybe get a follow-up penalty to the one that Lachar is going to get here for that hit in the corner in his own zone. So just when the Rangers were riding high, dealing with the adversity now, having given up a goal, and now will be forced to kill off another Spitfire power play. That hit a tough one, especially when you talk about knocks to the head.
Yeah, that's a big one. And they're going to look at this on the iPad too, Dan. As I kind of thought they were, it's a head contact hit from Lachar on Cristoforo.
Jeff Grzak is there indicating that his thoughts on that play and what he thought actually went down. But you're right. Referee Mike Cairns will have a look at the iPad alongside his colleague Kevin MacArthur before ultimately making the final decision on it. As that puck rolled away and that hit, that's not going to bode well, I think, for Lachar in that case. You saw his left hand kind of guide or lead into the Spitfire forwards.
Yeah, and you can
head
hear
from behind too.
And you can hear the impact up here in the broadcast booth. That was a big thunderous hit from behind that sent Anthony Cristoforo's head into that far corner.
And understandably so. The officials across the league are going to be extra sensitive to anything that's even borderline. So
the 5-minute major is up. The officials obviously are reviewing. It can be brought down to a 2-minute minor, but I don't know if that's going to be in Lachar's favor here.
As you see, the Rangers bench also trying to get things organized here in the meantime as they get their plan of attack sketched out. On the penalty kill that'll be coming up here, and certainly a bit of a turning point in this hockey game perhaps too.
Well, Windsor's starting to build some momentum as they may be on the verge here of a 5-minute major power play just after getting on the board thanks to Noah Morneau. There you see Greg Walters.
Yeah, what's even more interesting is Morneau, a line mate of Ryan Abrahams, who we highlighted off the top. You know, it's so much easier sometimes to root for, like I said, these 15th round picks. Almost take a flyer on them sometimes, but the fact that, you know, it's a hometown kid coming in and a second line center contributing how he has, tied for that third spot with most points in the Ontario Hockey League, and there you see what's going to happen to Lachar.
It's 5 in a game here for Lachar.
So the Rangers' opening goal scorer is done for the night.
That's a good physical presence that's had some good moments here, but that was one the rookie showed he was a rookie, a little overzealous trying to be physical. And it's a 5-minute major power play coming up here for the Spitfires with 10:51 left to go in the second period. It's a massive opportunity here for the Spitfires to take over the hockey game.
We'll get back to all square and then see what happens, but you're absolutely right. The momentum was fully in the Rangers' grasp. Now, not so much.
As the Spitfires win the faceoff, here's Greentree. Greentree shot, that went high, bouncing around, glove down. Out in front there was Belchez. Now to the point for Morneau. Back to Protas. Protas finds Morneau. Cross ice here for Liam Greentree. Greentree back to Morneau. Morneau had that puck caught up in his skates as Morneau will take a fall to the ice. As Luke Ellenis, nice job by him to get it clear. As the Rangers trying to showcase and a good test for the #1 best penalty kill in the OHL. We talked about a lot of talent here on this top power play line for the Spitfires as Morneau had to glove that down. Gets it off, tried to find Protas, but once again, good clear by the Rangers. Now Christoforov, who drew that penalty for Windsor. For Belchez, now Protas over the line. Protas will backhand one off the wall, taken by Christoforov. Christoforov will shoot it in around the Ranger net. Carson Campbell will pin this puck up here on the near boards in the Ranger zone as Pridham does everything he can to poke the puck free, and he does. Here's Pridham. He's got Mercer with him. Pridham's tried to stay onside there was Mercer, but wisely, Pridham cycled back into his own end.
I think I pulled my groin just watching Mercer try to hold the blue line there.
Oh, to be young, Dan.
Something like that.
Greentree here for Spellacy. Spellacy with some speed on there, and Spellacy shot save made by Parsons, and the Rangers clear. 3:31 left to go here on this Spitfire power play. This major power play. As Kennedy will track it down from behind his own net to Spellacy. Spellacy back here for Cole Davis. Davis will weave in over the line. Cole Davis with some speed. Davis backhands one through. No Spitfire was there. So Spellacy, he'll get this puck, and it's poked away by Luke Ellenis. Forces the Spitfires back into their own end. Kennedy feeling the forecheck here from Ellenis. Ellenis, good work by him as the Spitfires get it off here for Kennedy. Now Spellacy once again over the Kitchener blue line. Drops it back here for Kennedy. Kennedy, he's taken down that time, and good battle ensuing as Ellenis, he will flip this one, stayed in the playing surface. Good work by Mercer. Able to get it back here for Jakub Kromiak. 2:42 left to go in this major power play for Windsor. So the penalty killers standing up so far here for the Rangers. Not letting the big playmakers like Protas or Greentree or Spellacy have some open ice. Morneau. He'll go cross ice as Christoforov will take it. Christoforov into the Kitchener end. Here for Liam Greentree. Greentree back to Morneau. Morneau shot! Bouncing puck, and Parsons got enough of it to steer it wide. As Belchez was also right there. But he couldn't settle that bouncing puck around. Now Christoforov, he'll try to send it around. That hit Misiljevic. Christoforov will cycle it here for Belchez. Belchez avoids Carson Campbell. Now Greentree takes a bump. Greentree tries to center it up. Rangers will clear it back to the far wall. Campbell with the clear. Tried to knock it down was Greentree, but Windsor will regroup here in their own end with 1:46 left to go in this major power play for the Spitfires. Christoforov out for Greentree. Nice backhand pass here by Greentree off the wall, taking it by Protas. Protas had to deal with Swick. Then Greentree. Greentree shot deflected up off the wall. Gloving it down there was Belchez. Out in front here are for Protas. Protas will skate. Protas will drop in. Drop it back here for Greentree. Greentree shot. Save made by Parsons through traffic. Out in front looking for Spellacy on the redirect. Couldn't get all of it. Now here's Belchez. Belchez to get it back to Christoforov. Christoforov shot. Save made by Parsons. Greentree, one-timer, hits some traffic in front. Here's Protas. Protas back to Greentree. Greentree shot, and he fired it wide. Protas will track this puck down. 1:01 left to go in the Spitfire power play. Cross ice pass to Greentree. Greentree shot, save made by Parsons, and Kitchener clears.
Well-deserved round of applause for the Rangers netminder, who's right now their best penalty killer, as the old adage goes, in a moment they need him to be.
With some burst of speed again, here's Spellacy. AJ Spellacy around the Rangers net. Spellacy will get it to the point for Kennedy, and Kennedy couldn't handle that pass. As now Woodall will have to regroup in his own end with the final 30 seconds of this Spitfire power play. Here's Woodall over the line. Woodall, and it's going to be an offside call against Windsor.
25 seconds to go, and you thought that round of applause was allowed for Parsons a moment ago. It's going to be raucous in here if the Rangers can hold on and unscathed after those 25 kicks are over and done with, as it's Cameron Arquette who now goes over to the penalty box to essentially come out and serve as a figurehead for the Rangers as the penalty expires. And he's certainly one to spring if you can on a bit of a stretch pass.
Ellis is going to get kicked out of the face-off circle, as Adrian Misljevic will take and win the face-off for Kitchener, as Chromiak straight up clears. Froggatt will leave it for Woodall. Woodall makes the pass out there, and breaking in, here's McNamara. McNamara tried to slide one through. Pad save it, jamming away there. That time was guarded, but the best forest there was Parsons.
And now just 7 seconds left on the Windsor power play. And another good save from Parsons. Long pass and splitting the D was McNamara for Windsor, and a quality scoring opportunity with under 6 to go in the frame.
7 seconds left on this 5-minute major power play for the Spitfires. As Romano trying to win this face-off, and he does. Campbell gets it off here for Vermeulen. Vermeulen will send this puck into Windsor territory, and the Rangers have killed off the 5-minute major.
Great job by the special teams unit for getting the job done in a contentious part of this hockey game.
Now here's Arquette. Arquette's shot, and that one goes wide. And that deflects into the netting and out of play as we will take a break with the Rangers up 2-1 on the Windsor Spitfires. Watching Hefner Kitchener Rangers hockey on Rogers TV.
Any player, regardless of draft status, that plays in the Ontario Hockey League is entitled to a minimum scholarship of tuition, books, and compulsory fees per year played in the OHL. The player's annual scholarship is based on the value of tuition, books, and compulsory fees at the university closest to their home. This is also true for U.S.-born and import players who will receive the identical scholarship criteria but adjusted to reflect their native currency.
200 games for Trent Swick. Let's take a look at his very first OHL goal. Look at this. This is a shorthanded goal right off of a face-off win by Mike Patizia. And I asked him this week what his favorite goal was. He was between this one, his first goal, and the one I'm going to show you in the third period. 200 games for number 57, Trent Swick. Back up to you.
Thank you very much, Sean. I think I have a feeling what that other goal would be, but we'll save it for our last bringback. As the Spitfires win that face-off, as they're going to take it here is Belchez. Belchez for Spelzy, bouncing puck, steered wide by Parsons. Pass just a little too much there for Arquette, as now Vermeulen will fly in, but it'll be an icing call against the Rangers.
What a sigh of relief for our town, I'm sure, after dodging that tough moment in this game. Unfortunate for Lachard that he's going to be out of the lineup, and you just feel for the kid too, considering he's been in and out of the lineup so often this season, and more in than not as of late especially. And like I described earlier, after he scored that opening goal tonight's hockey game, 2 goals in his last 4 games. So maybe just starting to figure things out offensively, and a mental lapse costs him half a hockey game here tonight.
Yeah, it's definitely a learning lesson there for Matthew Lachar. Obviously, he wants to be aggressive and lay the big hit, but got to do so wisely. As he'll now watch the rest of this game. Shot on that time from Eichler, save made by Parsons. As Arquette, he gets held up that time by McNamara. As the Spitfires, nice pass by Morneau off the stick there of Protas. Greentree will try to track it down. Rangers, can they get this one out? No, they cannot. Here's Morneau for Eichler. Eichler shot, save made by Parsons, and a rebound nearly came to Morneau. As the Rangers, once again, they will clear this puck into Windsor territory. But it's been a second period that's all been Windsor, especially thanks to that 5-minute major power play they had. Morneau off here for Belchez. Belchez on the near wing. Belchez with a step. Belchez backhands one just wide. Protas gets it off here for Davis. Davis can't get a shot away as he had the puck swiped off his stick. But Davis again. He goes cross ice here for Protas. Protas will take his time. He scans. Able to get it to the point. Blast from Cristoforo, and that one goes wide. Kennedy will pinch it. Kennedy's shot, and he got all of it, but sent it wide and sent it all the way back into his own end. As Cristoforo runs into one of our referee, Kevin MacArthur. Puck pops up in the air. Bouncing puck still. Settling it down is Spellacy for the Spitfires. AJ Spellacy into Kitchener territory. He'll drop it back at the point now for Kennedy. Kennedy for a shot by Cristoforo into the chest, though, of Parsons. And Belchez got a Ranger wrapped up behind the Kitchener net.
It gave a bit of a shot from behind, too. And that's what set off the headlocks in the court now, as there's two players wrestling to the ice now, and they continue on.
Oh, we talked about those tempers flaring. That was Luke Ellenis, who he himself isn't afraid to be physical. As Luke Ellenis and Ethan Belchez will go to the penalty box for some offsetting roughing penalties. So we'll have 4-on-4 hockey for the next 2 minutes. Will more bodies be going? It looks like so. Cole Davis for Windsor, and so does Jakub Kromiak for Kitchener. As you can see, Liam Greentree and Matt Andonovski to the right of your screen talking it over what the penalties are here with our referee Mike Cairns and Kevin MacArthur. So 2 offsetting penalties with just 3:51 left to go here in the second period.
Matt Andonovski getting an explanation from the official, and he'll skate off with both penalty boxes relatively full in the latter stages of this middle frame. But the Rangers will throw out their 5 skaters, as will the Spitfires, as looks no harm, no foul at the end of the day, as we just have those extracurriculars sorted out.
Yeah, it was Belchez that started it, and tail end of it, we saw Ellenis stand up for himself and his teammates. Get a face-off here in the Kitchener end to the right of Jackson Parsons. Spitfires win the face-off. At the point here for Cristoforo. Backhand one around as Costello couldn't settle it on his stick. Still can't clear other Rangers. Out front looking for Costello. Couldn't get a shot away. Now back the other way come the Kitchener Rangers here with Humphreys. Humphreys drops it back for Swick. Swick shot. He sends that wide. Campbell will grab this puck here for the Rangers. Campbell gets cut off. And then Cristoforo will try to wisely just send it back behind his own net. Kennedy. His pass flipped up that time was Games. Still bouncing puck will come here for Kitchener with Carson Campbell. Campbell drops it back. Here's Humphrey. Shot save made that time by Froggatt. Haven't said his name in a while. It's only the 4th shot he's seen here in the second period. As Morneau over the line. Off to Games. Games here for Protas. Protas shot, and that one just wide. Didn't miss by much, though did Ilya Protas, the Capitals prospect. Humphreys able to find Pridham, who just takes a backhand swipe to send this puck into the Windsor end. Settling it down here, regrouping and scanning are the Spitfires. As this has been a period they have dominated. Got themselves on the board thanks to Norm Morneau. They're trying to at least draw level before this second period comes to a close. Parsons will send that one out of play as he tries to send it off the glass.
Well, the Spitfires heavily out shooting the Kitchener Rangers now 17-5. And the Rangers beat me to the punch as they were sitting at that 4 total with 2:28 to go here in the second, which matches their lowest shots total for a second period this season. So obviously killing off that 5-minute power play opportunity for the Spitfires will help with that.
So Kitchener's going to get a penalty here, Dan, for delay a game against Jackson Parsons. So Windsor will get a power play here with 2:28 left to go, and Hayden Ellis will serve it for the Rangers.
I suppose that comment about the 5-minute power play for Windsor worked as a good segue to leading into the Rangers' latest penalty kill situation.
And that is something you don't see often from Jackson Parsons, who's so sure-handed when playing the puck with his stick. Tried to backhand it around off the glass, but had too much elevation on it and sent it out of play.
Often much like a third defenseman back there in terms of helping with the breakout.
Cristoforo shot, McNamara denied by Parsons, sprawling in his crease.
Oh, Parsons reaching back for that one and denying him of the game-tying goal.
Good clear that time by the Rangers. That have been just seconds in of this Windsor power play. Cristoforo has the puck rolling him, but he'll settle it down. Out there for trying to get it back in the slot that time for McNamara, but the Rangers intercept. Cristoforo will take his time and weigh his options, getting some direction that time from A.J. Spellacy. That's who he makes the pass off to. Here's Spellacy. Spellacy cuts into the slot. Out on the far side. Spellacy shot. That goes wide into the far corner. Or the near corner, excuse me. McNamara tries to backhand one through. It comes onto the stick there for Swick, who clears for Kitchener. That's Froggatt. We'll leave it once again for Cristoforo. Both Kitchener and Windsor have made line changes. Garden can't get his stick on that as Cameron Reid heads up play. He'll backhand around looking for Pridham. Puck took a different bounce. Now here for Woodall. Woodall here. Greentree shot. Save made by Parsons, jamming away on the rebound and scoring on the power play is Noah Morneau. We're tied at 2.
Back-to-back goals by Noah Morneau as he's got the Spitfires tied all up at 2. Fighting back from a 2-goal deficit. And just 1:17 to go here in the second period. Morneau jumps on that loose puck. A juicy rebound there for number 11. As Morneau is able to rifle it high over the shoulder of Parsons again. And we're at all square.
Well, the Windsor, Ontario native Noah Morneau putting his hometown team on his back as he got Windsor within 1, and he just ties the game here on the power play. As the Kitchener Rangers have they tried to weather the storm, just couldn't quite do it. Still waiting for this one to be confirmed though, Dan, and this play is under review.
Well, we'll have to get
for goaltender interference.
Yeah. And you saw a bit of a reaction there from Parsons after that shot beat him. Kind of gave a flinch there, almost to suggest that, hey, I was dealing with some contact here. Here's another look, and a great work by our cameraman Joel there in the corner to get this look, and I don't think there was anything really there. He's arguing the stick hit his pads, and that was Ethan Garden, I believe, planted in front just at the top of the crease, and he's saying maybe his stick got in the way of him being able to move his pads to come over and make that save potentially. I think that's a lofty sell.
Well, I saw on the big screen, the overhead look, there is a stick clearly in the pads, and maybe we can get a look at it.
It wasn't enough to tangle him up, though, I wonder. Here's a good look as it's sitting there, but it's hard to tell whether it was actually between his legs.
So we don't have the overhead look.
The conclusive evidence is what you need, right?
Yeah, you need the conclusive evidence to overturn this call.
And we should mention, obviously, the officials do have some extra angles. Not many, but they do. So what they may be seeing could be a little clearer from the vantage points that we have.
Well, this is a big moment in this period. Windsor thought they had a massive one with that 5-minute major power play. The Kitchener killed off. And Noah Morneau will this stand to be the tying goal just as the second period's coming to a close.
Yeah, Morneau a decision away from tying up this game on his own, really. And I say that with tongue-in-cheek. Obviously, it takes a team effort to get to that scoring chance, but his name would be on the stat sheet for the second time tonight, back-to-back instances. And the Rangers fan base collectively holding its breath to hopefully get a no-go call with 1:17 to go here in the second period.
Well, if you're a Ranger fan, the longer the officials look at it, tends to be something
never bodes well for you,
in your favor, and not a good news for the Windsor Spitfires. As they were peppering Parsons with shots on the power play.
They're out shooting Kitchener now. 30-16 overall are the Spitfires.
And 20-5 right now here in the second period, which, of course, the majority is that from the 5-minute major.
Wow, the 6,955 here in attendance at the Odd, waiting with bated breath to see what the decision will be. We're going to get another angle, actually. And again, talking about this all-star production crew we have here at Rogers TV. There's the shot on the one-timer. The rebound, there's the stick. Is it jarred enough under that right pad, I'd say, of Parsons, or even between his legs?
That's what Parsons was saying. You saw after we showed the first look back at the goal, he was looking back at the official saying, stick in my pads. Couldn't really tell if that was elevated or causing some discomfort from that angle, but there is a stick around Parsons' pads. But the headset's off here from Mike Cairns.
But considering where the shot went, does it cost, or does it really play a factor into him being able to make that potential save?
It's a goal. So a valiant challenge by the Rangers, but it is for naught as Noah Morneau's second of the game on the power play will stand to draw us level at 2 here at the Odd.
After the Rangers get back-to-back goals to open the scoring here tonight, Morneau and the Spitfires 2 unanswered now as we have 1:17 remaining in the second period.
Rangers win the face-off, but Chromiak lost control of it. Here's Davis. He'll peel away from Chromiak. Cole Davis had a penalty shot goal last night for the Spitfires. Sends it into the near corner as Reed gets bumped off the puck, and now Windsor showcasing some more physical play. That puck hits the back of the net, the Kitchener net. Nice move here, and also with some speed now is Romano. Luca Romano here for Elenis. Got Reed going on that. Reed shot. Oh, we're saved by Froggatt, and that puck just bounced away from Luca Romano. Velchez doesn't know where the puck is. Was dropped back here as breaking in are the Spitfires. Shot on save made that time by Parsons. And a good chance that time from Walton. 30 seconds left to go here in the second period. Parsons will send it back here for Chromiak. Off here for Lamb. Lamb gets it onto the stick here of Luke Elenis. Ellison gets an offside call against Kitchener.
Well, interestingly enough for Morneau, that's his 4th career 2-goal game that he's got here tonight, and the 3rd of this season. The other 2 previously came in early February within a week of each other, both against the Sarnia Sting in 3-point nights for him. So Morneau now with a 2-goal effort here tonight, and it plays a big factor in this one, which was what was a 2-0 Rangers lead.
That's the worst lead in hockey, as Kitchener had to find that out the hard way here tonight, as Swick's trying to poke it free. Got it off to Greentree, though, the Spitfires, but will he have enough time? No. Taking off the puck, and the horn goes to end the second period. A very entertaining second period that sees the Windsor Spitfires crawl back into this hockey game and get us back to square one as we head into the third period.
Tough one for the Kitchener Rangers. Got into penalty trouble, and it ultimately cost them in the end as the Spitfires are able to battle back and get this all back to square one.
Let's take a look at the shots on goal in the second period. Shots on goal brought to you by Activa, Waddell Region's largest home builder and community creator. Visit activa.ca for more details.
The Spitfires coming just shy of a season high for shots in the second period, but still an impressive 21 on the Rangers in that middle of 20. The Rangers able to get just 6 on the Spits as Windsor have tied up this game at 2 heading into the third.
And when we come back from break, our Sean Fafaro will be joined by Kitchener Rangers defenseman Andrew McNeil. You're watching Hefner, Kitchener Rangers Hockey on Rogers TV.
The only thing certain in life is change. We're here for you and your family when the unexpected happens.
The Village Caterer provides catering and services for all occasions, from business lunches to backyard barbecues, and to large events like weddings and community events. Let the Village Caterer help you make your event one you and your guests will never forget.
Do you like talk radio? Catch a televised simulcast of The Mike Farwell Show. Listen to callers rant or rave. Watch interviews with guests on topics impacting your community. The Mike Farwell Show, weekdays from 10 till noon on Rogers TV.
We're in for something special. The best of the best. It's showtime, and away we go. We're going to drop the gloves right away.
The rivalry heated up. That was the greatest start to a hockey game ever.
It's murder in overtime. McDavid scores! Look at that. What a goal. Oh, Bennington game saver. Connor McDavid scores for Canada. Best on best, and still the best.
This is a brain in urgent need of mental health care. But because 3 out of every 4 Indigenous people experience racism in healthcare, she may not get the help she needs. Become an ally. Rise above racism in healthcare.
Welcome back to Hefner Kitchener Rangers Hockey on Rogers TV. We are tied 2-2 at the end of 2, and I'm joined by Andrew McNeil from the Kitchener Rangers. Andrew, it's only taken 62 games to get you down here beside me for an interview, but here we are. How are you feeling after 2 periods of play?
Yeah, it's been a good start. I mean, we got off hot, got up 2-0, but we just got to stay out of the box and keep playing physical. That's our game, and they don't want to play physical, so if we stay on them, we'll do good in the third.
Your first year in the OHL, how have you found the adjustment to the speed, the pace, the new city and everything?
Yeah, it's been a bit of adjustment, but it's been amazing. I mean, Kitchener is such a great organization, and the development here is top-notch, so just to be able to play in front of this whole crowd and every night, it's amazing.
You've got an incredibly deep defense core here, and as a result, you've been in and out of the lineup. How are you staying mentally strong with that in your first year?
I mean, it just shows how much depth we have, and you just try to stay mentally sharp, whether it's bag skating or in the gym, and just trying to be there when I'm called on to be physical and play my role. But it's been great. The whole D-Corps, they help each other out, and just an amazing group of guys back here.
I know how tight the room is. I know how tight the guys are as a whole, and specifically the D group. Does that make it easier for this process?
Yeah, 100%. Everyone's got each other's backs. Everyone's a great guy, and we help each other. And when I'm out, I'm trying to be their #1 supporter, and when I'm in, I'm just trying to do my job.
I was so happy for you the night we thought you got your first goal, and then that goal was called back and taken away. Tell me about the roller coaster of emotions that night.
Yeah, I was pretty excited, but it is what it is, and I'm not too worried about it anymore. Hopefully get one here soon, but that's not my role, right? I'm just there to throw a couple big hits and play hard defensively, and if goals and assists come, that's amazing, but I'm just here to play my role.
How are you going to get the W in the third here?
Just play physical, get on them, get shots on this goalie, and just take care of business.
Great job in the interview, Andrew. It won't take 62 more games to have you back here. Thanks for taking some time.
Thank you so much, and happy birthday to this guy.
Thanks, Andrew. Appreciate it. Thank you. All right, we'll be back with more special up and down segment coming up after this.
From the breakups.
Why can't I spend the weekend with you and Daddy?
To the coming togethers. To new beginnings. We are here to help you move forward.
Behold Emily Carr, painter, about to encounter the force that will consume her life.
How tightly they sealed their secrets from me, humble and pleading before the great trees.
awaiting the invitation from the Spirit to come meet me halfway. Nothing is still now. Everything is alive. At last, I knew I must see through the eye of the totem itself. The mythic eye of the forest.
Seldom able to live by her brush, before she died in 1945, Emily Carr was in the first rank of Canadian painters.
This is my country. What I want to express is here, and I love it. Amen.
Everybody knows not to drink and drive, but some people still think it's okay to take drugs and drive. Police have the authority, the ability, and the tools to determine if drivers are impaired by legal or illegal drugs. And because drug-impaired drivers can pose just as great a risk as drunk drivers, they face the same penalties, like the loss of their driver's license, a criminal record, fines, and more. A message from the RCMP, the Canadian Association of Chiefs of Police, and Arrive Alive, Drive Sober.
Welcome back to Hefner Kitchener Rangers Hockey and Rogers TV. Spits and the Rangers tied 2-2 at the end of 40 minutes of play. Time to bring in the boys from upstairs, and as they say in hockey, let's do that hockey, shall we? Time for our up and down segment. Let's bring in Jason and Dan. And guys, listen, I'll preface this by saying, obviously you have to play the first round of the playoffs, but should the Rangers and the Spits and really everybody else finish the way they're supposed to and win their first round series, which is almost always the case in the OHL unless you're the Kitchener Rangers making upsets all the time, this is a potential, a likely second round playoff matchup. So how do you think these two teams stack up against each other in a 7-game series?
Well, Sean, I think these teams stack up each other very well. They both got the ability to score goals, have players that can do that at a rapid rate. Maybe you give that advantage more so to Windsor with Greentree and Protas. They've got both big-time goaltenders. We're just seeing Carter Froggatt here, where you look at Costanzo, the normal guy that gets most of the reps in the crease for the Spitfires. I think that makes a fun goaltending. I think it's just going to be a series that would go long. Probably the distance going 7 games where it's tough to win in both buildings, in both the WFCU Center and here at the Odd. I expect that if that series does come to fruition, it'll be a long, hard, and great series here.
Yeah, it would certainly, I think, would go the distance, if not at least 6 games. And Windsor Spitfires would truly be a tough test, considering you've got a 45 and a 44 goal scorer. The Rangers certainly have that offensive ability themselves, and they've done a good job of keeping those two guys in check here this evening, but to do that in a 7-game series would be a tall task for sure. So it certainly would make it for an entertaining head-to-head.
And one of the things that UC Hocus talks about is how much the playoffs ramp up the physicality once you hit that playoff season. So how do you think these two teams match up physically? Because Windsor, a pretty big physical team. Can the Rangers, they've shown a lot more grit this year, or Sisu, as UC Hocus has been calling it. Can they match up with them physically? And how much residue do you think is remaining from that 8-1 upset from a couple of years ago?
I think they're showing it tonight, aren't they, Jason?
Yeah, I think you even heard it from Andrew McNeil. He said that these Windsor Spitfires don't want to be physical with the Kitchener Rangers. We've seen Max Duracola lay 2 massive body checks in this hockey game. And to your point about the residue, I think there's a lot of that residue about the Rangers sweeping Windsor when Windsor was an 8 seed and Kitchener was, or when Kitchener was an 8 seed, Windsor was the 1 seed. A lot of players on both those benches. These teams don't like each other. It changed the trajectory of Windsor, where they finished last year. They're now finishing second, won their division. I think, memories don't go away when the playoffs come.
Yeah, I think the Rangers have been built the best way possible for the playoffs than they have been in the last couple seasons. So, and we're seeing a small sample size in the sense that here tonight, Lachar, he's putting the physicality forward to the point where he's willing to sacrifice the rest of the game to maybe hit the showers a little bit, just to send that message saying, hey, we're not going to shy away from the rough stuff.
Well, I can't wait to see what happens. I mean, London might be locked into first. There's still a mathematical chance for the Rangers to catch them, but extremely unlikely. Windsor's locked into second. That 4-5 match will not matter who wins if 1, 2, 3 all win their first round series, and this would be a second round playoff series. Gentlemen, as always, great chat. We'll see if that happens in the second round. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back with more. You're watching Hefner Kitchener Rangers Hockey and Friday Night Faceoff on Rogers TV.
The Village Caterer provides catering and services for all occasions, from business lunches to backyard barbecues, and to large events like weddings and community events. Let the Village Caterer help you make your event one you and your guests will never forget. Brought to you by the Kitchener-Waterloo Home and Garden Show. The region's largest home show runs Friday, March 21st to Sunday, March 23rd. There's no place like home with the Kitchener-Waterloo Home and Garden Show at the Kitchener Memorial Auditorium.
This is a man's heart, a heart in desperate need of medical attention. But because 78% of Indigenous people experience racism in healthcare, he may not get the help he needs. Become an ally. Rise above racism in healthcare.
The world's most famous Canadian, Grey Owl, just back from a triumphant British tour, is to be a reluctant guest at a gathering of First Nations.
Archie, you may not realize this, but right now you are the most famous Red Indian in the world. These are your people. You have to be there. Come on, Harold, let's go.
Sure, I'm sure. His name is Archie Bellini, and if he's a Red Indian, I'm the King of China.
It is an honor to meet the man called Grey Owl, who has brought much respect for our people.
Imposter, rascal, dreamer, and yet the Englishman who called himself Grey Owl awoke the whole world to our vanishing wilderness.
My brother says, men become what they dream. You have dreamed well.
Welcome back to Hefner Kitchener Rangers Hockey on Rogers TV. We are tied 2-2 at the end of 2 periods of play. Let's take a look at the 3 goals that took place in the second period. First up, Rangers up 1-0. Adrian Misiljevic. Look at this work in front of the net. Andrew McNeil, who we just talked to, and Tanner Lamb with the assist. But Adrian Misiljevic in front of the net at 2:15, and the Rangers go up 2-0. The Rangers unable to clear here, and it's Noah Morneau's 23rd of the year, comes at 8:52, and then on the power play, it's Noah Morneau again, his second of the game and 24th of the season. That came on the power play at 18:43. A huge edge in shots in that second period for the Spits, 21-6. They lead 31-17 in shots. Thanks to Mr. Lubin Tires for sponsoring our scoring summary. We'll take a quick break, and we will be back with the third period and the out-of-town scoreboard. You are watching Hefner Kitchener Rangers Hockey on Rogers TV.
Kick off your movie night at home with Love Hurts.
Marvin Gaye. I like your place here. You gonna hook us up?
How's your credit?
A little funny guy, huh?
So sorry about this. How are you holding up? Not good, Marv.
With clubs, leagues, and courts in every province and territory across Canada, squash is the sport for wall-to-wall fun, fitness, and friendship. From coast to coast to coast. Learn to play, and you'll want to do it every day. Squash. Play inside the box.
Your visit isn't really necessary.
I'll judge for myself.
I know you're an MP, Miss McPhail, but a woman has never...
I am not leaving till I do. How can such a society be called civilized? If those appalling conditions don't change, that prison will explode!
Perhaps our lone lady member is too fragile to know what is normal in a prison.
this normal?
Her courage would lead to the overhaul of the entire Canadian penal system. Agnes MacPhail, Canada's first woman MP.
Welcome back to Hefner Kitchener Rangers hockey on Rogers TV as the Rangers take the ice to begin the third period. We will take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. This is one of 8 games going on in a busy Friday night here in the OHL. Windsor and Kitchener are tied 2-2, but look at these other scores right now. Brampton up 1-0. Flint up 2-1 on the Brantford Bulldogs. Sudbury up 5-2 on Oshawa right now. Erie leading 3-1. London has pulled ahead 3-1 in their game against Kingston. Sarnia leads 2-1 down in the Royal City at the Sleeman Center. And Barrie is leading the Sioux 2-1. Thanks to Dufferin Concrete for sponsoring our out-of-town scoreboard as we get set for the third period. Lots of action to come. We'll throw it upstairs to Jason and Dan.
Well, thank you very much, Sean, as we're just about set for the puck to drop here in the third period. When you look at what these teams do when they're both tied after the second period, Windsor is 7-1-1-1. The Kitchener Rangers are 8-5-1-0. So both teams have the ability to win. Maybe a slight edge there to the Spitfires. But as we've seen from late, Dan, with this Ranger squad, the third period has been their best period.
Certainly has been. They've closed out pretty well this year, and that's one of the very many reasons why they're at 42 wins of the campaign, looking for number 43 on the night here at the Yard this evening, and also looking to extend their point streak to 6 games.
And you see Jackson Parsons, expect him to want to be locked in. There's Carter Froggatt. Only saw 6 shots in that second period, but he's been stellar between the pipes for the Spitfires here this evening.
Well, the Rangers certainly will be focused on staying out of the penalty box in this third period. They certainly broke up any sort of offensive momentum that they were trying to build. Let's see what this 20's got in store.
Spitfires win the face-off here to begin the third period. As Morneau, they'll try to track this one down. Chromiak got there first. Off here for Reed. Now to Trent Swick. Swick onto the tape of Christian Humphreys. Humphreys drops it back for Perp. Looking for Humphreys, and the pass was a little too strong. Slid on that fresh ice. Now Cristoforo for the Spitfires. Cristoforo wants the stretch pass. He's got it to Greentree, who kicks it up to himself, just a little out of his reach of the stick blade. Now Protas here for Cristoforo. Cristoforo now to Greentree. Greentree looking to go cross ice for Protas. Couldn't find him. Now on the far wing, here's Christian Humphreys. Here for Trent Swick. Swick, he'll peel back. Swick off to Andonovski. Here's Matt Andonovski. Andonovski's shot save made there by Froggatt. There is a rebound, and the Rangers dug it free. Tried to backhand one through that time was Pridham. Instead, the Spitfires will settle it down. Start a rush out here led by Protas. Protas out on the far wing there for McNamara. McNamara trying to track this one down. Lays a good check that time on Carson Campbell on the end boards. Now Windsor's starting to be physical here. McNamara shot save made that time by Parsons. Tanner Lamb gets it out here for Misljevic. Misljevic shot. That one goes wide. Elenis, he'll grab a hold of this puck. Battle goes on here behind the Spitfire net. Misljevic dug it free. Off to Lamb at the point now for Andonovski. Andonovski's shot. That's deflected and goes wide. Trying to track it down there was Misljevic. Getting a shoulder up there was Elenis to create some space. Up to the point now for Andonovski. Back to Luke Elenis. Elenis here for Misljevic. The missile was launched again, and Kitchener back out in front, 3-2, thanks to Adrian Misljevic, second of the game.
Adrian Misljevic 6th 2-goal game of the season comes at a perfect time as it restores the Rangers' 1-goal advantage just 1 minute and 43 seconds into this third period. Misljevic, a hesitant celebration just because he had to make sure that one got across and under the pad of Froggatt, and he looked behind him and eventually saw it cross the red line. Adrian Misljevic, a big-time tally for the Blue Shirts.
Great pass by the Ranger captain, Matt Andonovski, and what a release by Adrian Misljevic. He gets his second of the game and give Misljevic now 29 goals on the season.
And that much closer to that milestone 30-goal plateau. And certainly he would love to reach that. The undrafted Adrian Misseljevic.
Well,
that story keeps building, doesn't it?
I can tell you, Clarkson University, they're going to be psyched when Adrian Misseljevic steps on their campus next year for some NCAA hockey with his teammate, Jackson Parsons.
Absolutely.
Now we'll see what the Spitfires can do to re-tie this hockey game up. Woodall, grab a hold of this loose puck. Woodall gets the pass out, a little too strong there for Garden. Now Romano over the line, but it's going to be an offside call against Kitchener.
Well, with the goal earlier tonight, Adrian Misseljevic has also set a new career high in terms of points in a season with 59. Now with the second goal of the game, he hits the 60 mark. 60 points in 62 games played. And how about milestones? That's an impressive one in itself, too, for the Rangers' fourth-year player out of Woodbridge.
Absolutely. The bridge to the OHL was a long one, but a hard work paid off here for Misseljevic, and he's been just dynamite here for Kitchener, and the Rangers want more. And there was Reed that nearly hopped on that loose puck. The Spitfires clear their zone. It's Jakob Chromiak. We'll track this one down here for the Rangers. Chromiak here for Hayden Ellis. Ellis off the wall. That puck deflected right back, and the Spitfires grab a hold of it here with Morneau. For Greentree, shot high, stays in the playing surface. Kennedy looking to get it there for Protas. Morneau spins and fires, takes a deflection, and goes wide. Now here's Protas again. Protas tries to get it in the slot. Morneau backhand, Greentree shot, and he scores! Liam Greentree, the LA King prospect, ties the game at 3.
Greentree slides into third in the goal-scoring race with his 45th of the season, tying the game again for the Spitfires. Just moments after Misseljevic had restored the Rangers' lead, it's a scramble in front, a great backhand feed. Greentree able to settle it, and the Spits captain responds in a big way for Windsor. Digs it out from his skates and up and over into the back of the net.
45th of the season there for Liam Greentree, and that primary assist goes to Noah Morneau, his 3rd point of the night, and he has taken this game on very, very importantly, and we got a penalty coming up, a high sticking call. We'll see if it's against Kitchener, and I believe it is, but wait for the officials to sort this out. I think it is Trent Swick that's going to get the penalty for Kitchener.
2 goals just less than 2 minutes apart. Misseljevic and Greentree in this 3rd period. And I was just about to say, these good early starts in each of the periods so far for the Rangers, scoring first 3 minutes into the game. And then another tally just 2 minutes, 15 seconds into the second. This third one coming 1:43 into the third, but again, the Spits with response, and now the Rangers with Trent Swick in the box, off to the penalty kill again.
Yeah, Trent Swick got the stick up high on Cole Davis. The Spitfires back to the power play where they are 1 for 3 tonight.
That's 4 straight, or 2 back-to-back power plays now for the Spitfires.
Well, just when you think Adrian Misseljevic's got the good vibes going, the big guns for the Spitfires connect as Greentree ties us at 3, and now Windsor gets a chance to take the lead here on the power play, but Ellenis intercepts that pass. Here's Luke Ellenis. Ellenis will try to cut through, swiped off the puck. Puck comes back here for Ellenis. Ellenis out front, Mercer fanned on it. And now Greentree, he'll be sprung. Greentree over the line. Here's Liam Greentree. Greentree shot save made by Parsons. Nice clear by the Ranger captain.
Good turnaround stick there by Ananowski, swiping it down the length of the ice with a rebound given up by Parsons.
Christofora for Morneau. Morneau's pass at center ice broken up by Misseljevic. Now here's Jack Pridham. Pridham shot save made by Froggett. And the Spitfires clear any danger way in behind the Rangers net. As here is Cameron Reed. Reed wants to stretch past too much there for Pridham, as Woodall gets a piece of it for the Spitfires with 1:05 left to go in this Windsor power play. Woodall. Nice moves here by Woodall. Woodall from the face-off circle lost the puck, and Kitchener Good job to dig it free and clear.
Yeah, Misteljevic looking down at his skate there. He stumbled a little bit coming back on that latest shift for the Spitfires, and again looking at it again as he head off to the bench.
So Woodall will drop back. We'll get a whistle. Looks like a penalty's going to be coming up.
Interference to call at the Rangers blue line, and it's going to do it for the Spitfires power play.
Yep.
There's a third power play in the row handed to the Spits, and it's a little shortened one as with 42 seconds to go. It's
Nathan Games that gets the gate
Yep.
for Windsor. So we'll have 4-on-4 hockey for 42 seconds before the Rangers will get an abbreviated power play.
And Jack Pridham with one of the 7 shorthanded goals for the Rangers this season, with a good opportunity as well, as he had a good shot on Froggatt before the Spits were able to counter, although that didn't amount to much.
Officials just trying to get everything sorted out before they drop the puck in the Windsor end.
After 1 goal first period, things have certainly blown up offensively with 5 combined since then.
So here's Parsons, intercepted there by Abraham, who had to serve a 10-minute misconduct to begin the second period. Now here comes Romano. Romano over the line. Luca Romano will drop it back, and Abraham, good active stick, breaks that up. As Andonovski sends his man in Josef Eichler into the boards. Now Cole Davis will try to spin it around. Davis does. Too much on that pass, though, for Davis, as Eichler will track it down. Just 7 seconds left here of 4-on-4 hockey before Trent Swick will come out of the penalty box. Here's Elenis into Windsor territory. Elenis shot, he hit the crossbar. Now Pridham off here for Humphreys. Swick out of the penalty box. Kitchener's got a power play for now, minute 10. Humphreys thought about the shot. Humphreys shot. Try to get a deflection from Reed. Comes back here for Jack Pridham. Pridham will take his time. Pridham shot just went wide, bouncing puck around as Humphreys trying to track it down. Swick will help out, but it will come to Morneau, who clears for the Spitfires.
Top line with a couple opportunities there. Jack Pridham as well. He continues to buzz around.
And here comes Adrian Misteljevic. Misteljevic will kick it back. Get it back here for Misteljevic. Here's Misteljevic. Backhander, and he sent it high and wide.
How about top 4 feet from Trent Swick? Just a little flick on for Misteljevic. To use a soccer term there, but able to send Misteljevic streaking in for a glorious opportunity.
Trying to get Misteljevic the hat trick, which would be the 3rd of the season and 3rd of his OHL career.
That certainly would have been as pretty as they come.
Reed shot. That one goes wide. Humphreys here with 16 seconds left on this Rangers power play.
Virtually the identical setup there that time for Reed.
Getting it back here is Adrian Misteljevic with 7 seconds left to go on this abbreviated power play. Misteljevic will drop it back. Gets it here for Max Giartola, who shoots it in. And we're back to 5-on-5 hockey. Woodall will send it around, and getting stripped of the puck that time were the Spitfires with Kennedy. Now the puck just can't be settled cleanly. Now here's Vermeulen here for Romano. Romano shot, save on by Froggatt, as we will head to break with the Spitfires and Rangers tied at 3. You're watching Hefner Kitchener Rangers hockey on Rogers TV.
Where do you go for prices this low? You save wholesale flooring. We shop the world to bring you the region's largest selection of flooring. We buy directly from the manufacturer to bring you guaranteed low prices. Prices so low, just take it and go.
Culligan Water has been Waterloo Region's trusted source for drinking water systems, water softeners, and problem water solutions for over 85 years. Cleaner, better water for your household is easy and more convenient than ever. Culligan, your one-stop shop for all things water.
At ECU, a division of WFCU Credit Union, we help you grow your wealth responsibly. We help you grow your wealth confidently. And we help you grow your wealth purposefully. No matter what wealth looks like to you, ECU can help you get there.
I promised I'd show you the other option for Trent Swick's favorite goal. Here it is, Game 5 of the playoffs last year against the Erie Otters. Just sitting right there, Trent Swick with the overtime game winner. Unforgettable for number 57. Celebrating 200 games today. Back up to you guys.
Thank you very much, Sean. Yeah, what a memorable goal that was for Trent Swick. Lost my voice calling that one, but Arguably the biggest goal he's ever scored in Kitchener.
I'm sure you'd say it was worth it.
As Greentree poked the puck for Greentree, drives it back for Protas. Big save by Parsons.
What a job getting that pass centered for Protas from Greentree.
Here's Greentree again. His pass, though, intercepted by Romano, and Romano nearly had an individual effort into the Windsor territory. Romano lays a good check there on Morneau. Now Mac Diracolo off the wall. Here for Romano. Romano will stop. Romano crosses, looking for Vermeulen. Vermeulen couldn't settle it down. Now McNeil gets it back, looking for Romano. Romano shoves off his man in Woodall. Sending it around, here are the Rangers for Vermeulen. Vermeulen back for Arquette, too strong on that, as Woodall will take it for the Spitfires. His pass went off Trent Swick's stick. Too much to handle, though, for McNeil. But the Rangers will help out with Diracolo. Back here for McNeil. McNeil nearly turned it over, and wise play by Parsons to smother the puck in his crease.
Well, if you need further example why Liam Greentree and Ilya Protas have combined for 90 goals between them this season, here's another example of it, as he's able to chip it beyond the Rangers defender, and he's off to the races. Greentree between two Rangers, able to center it on his backhand before he takes a hard shot into the end boards. And Protas with a fantastic opportunity in the slot. A dangerous looking rush for the Spitfires, and there's been many of those with that duo for the Spits.
Oh, it's a nightmare for any goaltender, but Parsons was massive once again for Kitchener. He's been all season long. Hellenis will try to glove that down on the original shot that was blocked from Misseljevic. Spitfires get it out. Now Andonovski here for Carson Campbell. Campbell will shoot this puck back into the Windsor end. Kennedy gets a check lay, trying to steer it free. Picked away, though, by the Rangers as Lamb couldn't get a shot on target. Now guarded. They'll just throw one in behind the Rangers net as Windsor will go for a line change. Andonovski gets it out here. Nice little moves that time by Ellis. Off here now for Misseljevic. Misseljevic will cut and shut down, though, and Spellacy got some open ice in front of him. Here's A.J. Spellacy. Spellacy shot blocked away by Parsons. Off the wall go the Rangers here for Ellis. Ellis will shoot it in behind the Spitfires net. Reid will pinch in. Cameron Reid took a good hit that time by Eichler. As the Spitfires send it around their own net. Arquette, he takes the puck, tries to get it off here for Lamb. Lamb will peel away. Tanner Lamb now tries to get it up to the wall, up the point there. Shot on by Reid, didn't have much on it. Arquette will track this down. Arquette gets taken down by Eichler, and then Eichler just shoves that puck away with his hand. Puck just nearly hit one of our referees. As the Spitfires, Ranger got upended behind the play, and that's going to lead to a penalty against Windsor. It's a high sticking call going against the Spitfires and Josef Eichler.
So the Kitchener Rangers with half a period to go will get a chance on a power play this time. I haven't been seeing that all too often as of late anyways. And Eichler, a second pairing defenseman tonight for the Spits, will take a seat for two or less. Let's take another look at it as they're battling down in the corner, and a good look here as that stick just got up and right into the face of the Rangers player. That's gonna sting, and a great look again by our corner cam there.
Yeah, that was Cam Mercer that took that shot to the face, and he was in some discomfort. Nothing worse for the wear. Hopefully he gets back out here. As the Spitfires, they'll win the face-off in their own end, and good clear from Christoforo. As Parsons will leave this for Reid. Reid faked the quick pass, and now Reid will start this rush out for the Rangers. Nifty skating by Reid. Reid gets around Kennedy. Here's Reid, tries to peel back. That time Kennedy got the better of Cameron Reid. And the Spitfires able to settle it down, and Morneau once again. Good clear from the Spitfires as 30 seconds is gone on this Rangers power play. Reid, as there's a faint "Let's Go Rangers" chant going, trying to will our town on. Pridham. Off that time for Misseljevic, then to Swick. Swick sends it around. Back here for Jack Pridham. Pridham fanned on the pass, and Abraham clears. As Parsons will knock it down with his stick and leave this behind his net for Reid, as the Spitfires put the PK number 2 unit on, and the Rangers put their second power play unit on with approaching a minute left to go in this power play for Kitchener. Chromiak will head up ice. Here's Jakub Chromiak dropping it back now for Romano. Romano here for Elenis. Out on the wing for Andonovski, trying to track it down there. Intercepting the pass is Romano. Now Lamb at the point for Chromiak. Chromiak to Andonovski. Andonovski, he sends one through. Shot, score! Off a body on Romano, and Kitchener gets a power play goal thanks to Luca Romano. They're back in front 4-3.
The power play works to perfection. Romano's 7th with a man advantage. It's a big one. As for the 3rd time tonight, the Rangers have gone back out in front. They take their time working around the perimeter, and this time it's Andonovski just getting it towards the blue ice. And it's 86, getting it by 88. And we've got a 4-3 game.
Just couldn't get his stick on it there to help out Froggatt was Woodall. It's a power play goal for the Kitchener Rangers, a power play that's had its ups and downs, but that's a massive power play goal for the Rangers and for Luca Romano, who's been playing some of his best hockey this season. It's 4-3 Rangers. And UC Hocus, he'll keep Romano out on the ice. Froggatt, he sends it around as the Rangers intercept just as that puck was exiting the Windsor zone with Vermeulen. Here for Romano. Romano will let this one go. Can't clear all the Spitfires. Shot again, that time by Andonovski. Hit some bodies. Intercepted by Arquette. Here for Romano. Shot that's blocked by Cristoforo. Now Ilya Prodan. His pass does have enough to go off the wall and out of the Windsor end. Off here now for Vermeulen, who will send it in. Kennedy will get there first for Windsor. Kennedy has enough for that puck to exit the Windsor end. Now Mercer. He'll get this one through. Shot. Andrew Vermeulen with a bullet past Froggatt, and Kitchener's back in front by 2.
Andrew Vermeulen now with his 14th of the season. And it's restored the Rangers 2-goal cushion with 8:22 to go. And Vermeulen getting the feed from Mercer and just blows it by Froggatt. And that's a good-looking shot for Vermeulen. Comes at an important time in this game. We've seen Windsor battle back a couple times now and tie this thing up. Now it's going to be a little bit harder thanks to the Rangers number 27 adding some security.
Well, Andrew Vermeulen, a guy that was supposed to be a part of the big plans of the future for Niagara, traded here to Kitchener, and he's got a big goal for the Rangers as they get their insurance marker back, as Froggatt will glove this one down.
Well, Vermeulen's been a little quiet on the goal front as of late, but he makes his presence felt and gets the odd really loud after that latest tally. A good-looking shot, and looking at it, you wouldn't have figured that's his first goal in a couple of weeks when he went back on the road in Ottawa and Peterborough for a couple tallies. Span of 4 games since then that he hasn't found the score sheet.
Well, Vermeulen, he sat out one of the last couple games for Kitchener just to get some rest himself. But Vermeulen, what a great pass by Mercer, and he put that one blocker side.
Well, it's proved to be a timely reset, doesn't he? As timely as that goal was, too.
You know what? It's those depth rolls, lines again for Kitchener that step up. UC Hocus put the lines in a blender, but Mercer from Vermeulen, it's a massive moment in this hockey game. And Windsor have enough, though, to push back with 7:40 left to go. McNamara shot on into the glove, though, of Jackson Parsons. And there's a penalty coming up to Windsor, I think against Spellacy.
Yeah, Spellacy is absolutely livid. Throws his glove to the ice now, too. And did they just tack something else on top of what he was originally getting?
AJ Spellacy is hot for the Windsor Spitfires as he will head to the penalty box. And we'll see what they put on, if they maybe added something else to it, Dan.
Yeah, Spellacy coming off that 2-goal game last night and absolutely frustrated right now. As you described it, absolutely he was hot with what he thought was a non-call against the Rangers. So now it's the Blue Shirts with another power play opportunity, up by a pair this time. The first 2-goal lead since early in the second period.
And the Westlake, Ohio native will sit in the sin bin for 2 or less. Kitchener got a power play goal the last time they had a man advantage just moments ago from Luca Romano. Can they triple up on the Spitfires here with another power play opportunity? Here's Humphreys for Reed. Makes the feed back. Back now here for Humphreys. Humphreys goes down low here for Misiljevic. Misiljevic goes down low behind the goal line for Christian Humphreys. Humphreys had the puck roll on him, gets it back. Here is Christian Humphreys still with it for the Kitchener Rangers. Humphreys shot, that was a bullet, didn't miss by much, and the Spitfires can't clear. Great job by Reed to keep this puck in the Windsor end. Humphreys here for Jack Pridham. Pridham back for Humphreys for Cameron Reed. Reed will leave it now here for Christian Humphreys. Humphreys shot, save made by Froggatt, and tried to lift that one through was Swick. Sprawling out was Froggatt. Reed here for Humphreys. Humphreys had that puck roll on him. It was a great chance developing for the Rangers. Now Humphreys, his pass gets deflected off Protas, and whistle goes.
Hit the top of the boards there.
It'll say it's hit the top of the boards. That blows the play dead.
Yeah. Oh, they're calling it impact. But let's look at the penalty here against Spellacy. Ellis is skating by, and it's under the frame here in our vantage point. We'll have another glance at it here in a second. But either way, from what I'm understanding, Spellacy took a bit of a cheap shot at Ellis. We'll see whether we get another vantage point in the next whistle. A bit of a sucker punch, if you will, too, and that's what resulted in that penalty call.
Oh, great pass out here for Andonovski. Andonovski can't get a shot away as Eichler sends Andonovski to the far boards. Andonovski digs it free. Andonovski backhander save made by Froggatt. Lamb couldn't get a shot away. Lamb to the point here for Chromiak. 46 seconds left on this Rangers power play. Here's Matt Andonovski. Andonovski gets it for Romano. Romano down low. That was off a Windsor stick, bouncing around, and the Spitfires will settle this one and clear. Good work that time by Walton on the clear for the Spitfires, as the Rangers will take it with Chromiak. 25 seconds left in this power play. Chromiak will drop it back here for Romano. Romano, he'll shoot it in, and as Froggatt leaves it there for Cristoforo. Great clear that time by Anthony Cristoforo. All the way back behind the Rangers net, as Jakub Chromiak will play it, and that'll most likely do it for this Kitchener power play, as AJ Spellacy will hit the ice right now, and we're back to even strength. Time starting to be a factor here for the Spitfires, as Diracolo thought he was going to break it out. Instead, now he'll start a rush out off for McNeil. Andrew McNeil shoots this one in. Froggatt plays it, nearly intercepted that time by Hayden Ellis. Protas overskated the puck, but settles it back here for Kennedy. Now chipping it in there is Spellacy, who takes a hit from Max Diracolo, who's had a plethora of them in tonight's contest. McNeil, his backhander can't get out of his own end. Spellacy sends it in behind the Rangers net yet again. Bouncing puck once again here as Protas will able to find it here for Woodall. Woodall at the point now. Shot on that time from Hicks, went wide. Grabbing it here are the Rangers as Woodall can't get a hold of it. There was a high stick. Kitchener couldn't touch it. So Hicks will come back behind his net and play this puck. We'll keep our eye as well for Froggatt here with 4:37 left to go. Carson's got enough of it with his stick here for Carson Campbell. Campbell, his pass nearly broken up there by Abraham. Now Abraham's shot. He sends that one wide into the netting and out of play, as we will head to break with the Kitchener Rangers up 5-3 on the Windsor Spitfires. You're watching Hefner, Kitchener Rangers hockey on Rogers TV.
My OHL is a place where everyone feels welcome. So OHL diversity inclusion efforts are for each and everybody, whether it be a player, official, whether it be anyone within the staff, for each club or at the OHL offices, and certainly for every person that enters into one of our arenas and participates as a fan in one of our games.
I had the opportunity earlier this week to sit down with our three overagers for some in-depth interviews They're all totaling about 10 minutes in length, and you're going to see them on our final 3 episodes of This Week in Rangers Nation coming up in the next couple of weeks. Thanks to Jackson Parsons, Trent Swick, and Adrian Miseljevic for spending their entire careers here in Kitchener and for taking some time with me this week. I look forward to sharing those interviews with you here in the playoffs. Thanks. Back up to you guys.
Thank you very much, Sean. Yeah, and it's been a treat to watch Jackson Parsons, Trent Swick, and Adrian Miseljevic play their whole OHL careers here on East Avenue as the Spitfires have called a timeout, Dan.
As they'll want to keep their emotions in check. Luckily for them, they weren't burned on Spelcy's last penalty, but let's take another look at why that occurred. Spelcy, you see skating in the middle of your screen, and Elena's doing a skate by, or rather, is McNeil doing the skate by.
There's a jab there by Spelcy.
Maybe he said something and Spelcy didn't like it, but yeah, exactly. A random shot right to the head.
Yeah, I'm surprised that wasn't a little bit more than the 2, but nonetheless, no harm, no foul for Windsor.
Well, that's just it. And at the end of the day, it just, again, speaks to where the emotions are at, I think, in this game.
So Froggatt has been pulled. The Spitfires have the extra attacker out for some 6-on-5 hockey. That's Morneau trying to win the faceoff. Belchez can't get his stick on it as Matt Andonovski does off the wall. It'll come here for Humphreys. And he overskated the puck as now Ryan Abraham has to track it back and will restart this rush out from behind his own net. 4:10 left to go here in the hockey game. Morneau, he'll wire it on and try to wire it off the glass, hits the netting and out of play.
With 4:04 to go in regulation, and this will be quite the test for the Spitfires to try and mount this 2-goal comeback. But credit the Rangers. Again, that bend don't break philosophy, and a lot of teams have used that adage over the years, but Rangers especially so, and they've had to this year.
Also makes them why they're at 90 points, trying to get to 92 points in the next 4 minutes and 4 seconds.
It would be something to maybe crack the century mark in that points total this season, considering where they were projected to be at the start of the year.
They got some games to do it, and I think they got a schedule that they can do it.
I think the math checks out.
I think it does too, Dan. There's a shot by Morneau, and he scores! Throw the hats for Noah Morneau as he gets a hat trick for the Spitfires to bring Windsor within 1.
And for Noah Morneau, that's going to wrap up a special night for him as he celebrates his first career OHL hat trick. The Windsor product with response to get the Spitfires back within 1 and plenty of time still on the clock. 3:52 to go. What a night for Noah Morneau, the 15th round pick back in 2020. He's playing like a #1 overall pick here this evening.
Well, Noah Morneau, he's put the Border City on his back tonight. First career OHL hat trick for him. And great work by Greg Walters, pulling the goalie, having the extra attacker out with a lot of time, trusting his offense. And that was just a great shot there by Morneau that got through Jackson Parsons.
And make that his second 4-point night of his career, both coming against the Kitchener Rangers.
He just loves playing against Kitchener, and the Spitfires trying to get the equalizer yet again. As Miseljevic can't get on that puck. Now Reed will play it, and offside goes against the Rangers.
Yeah, he had a 4-point night against the Blue Shirts back in early September. Goal and 3 helpers in that one back at the WFCU Center.
Yes,
tonight, it's almost a reversal on the stat sheet.
Yeah, that was the game the Rangers want to forget about, the 12-2 drubbing.
We just mentioned the date. We don't mention the final score of that one.
But Rangers have been a much different team since then, and trying to even this season series up with the Spitfires. There's a backhander from Vermeulen that Froggatt steered wide. Shot on that's blocked. Can't get it on his stick that time is Vermeulen. Spelcy for Belchez. Belchez pass though broken up here by Reed, who sends it back to the Windsor end. Kennedy, he wants the stretch pass looking for Spelcy. That one had too much on it, and Spelcy also had to avoid a check. Penalty coming up to the Spitfires. Behind the play, that's Ethan Belchez, who wiped out, looks like, Jakub Kromiak. And Kromiak's down and hurt.
Yeah, that's That's not a good sign. As Chromiak on all fours right now being attended to, and that's going to be a 5 for sure.
That was way behind the play from Belchez.
Yeah. And that should all but do it maybe for this comeback attempt for the Spitfires.
Well, good to see Chromiak pop up under his own power. Putting the towel, he's got a cut on his nose. So 5-minute major here for Ethan Belchez, the first overall pick in last year's OHL draft. As we take a look at it here, Dan.
So Chromiak with his back to Belchez, and he comes up and creams him from behind. Shoulder into the back of his jersey and drives him into the glass.
But you know what? Consistency by this officiating, because it's the same thing that happened to Matthew Lachar in the second period that got him 5 in a game. I think Belchez is about to get the same treatment here.
I would echo those sentiments, Jason, with both referees taking a look at it on the iPad yet again. And I think they have a longer time trying to explain why they wouldn't give him the game in terms of the difference between Lachar's hit and this one.
Yeah, this one's much worse as Chromiak's cleared the puck. The play's gone up ice, and Chromiak's not expecting that to come from Belchez.
I don't know whether he heard footsteps or those strides coming his way, but that would have taken a special sixth sense.
Well, the officials, they want to make sure they get this right, and I understand that because the 5 is up. Obviously, as we said before, it can be brought down to a 2-minute minor. I just don't think there's enough on there to change the original call, which is the 5-minute major.
Yeah, if we're going to be, again, as a league, if they're going to continue being sensitive to those hits to the head.
Yeah, and just looking down, you can see Chromiak go into the tunnel to get some repairs by the Rangers training staff.
And I think the referee was just about ready to hand over the iPad, and yeah, that's going to do it.
That's Belchez's night. Hits the showers a little bit early. And the Rangers will close this game out with a 5-minute major power play.
So just when our time was a bit more worried, granted they still should be, you don't want to dismiss the Spitfires even short-handed. But the Rangers in much better position now, up by a goal, and now about to enjoy a 5-minute power play to wrap up regulation.
Well, Kitchener won the face-off, but Humphreys couldn't handle it as Greentree here for Protas. Protas shot, his stick explodes just at the release point. Now Humphreys over the line for Kitchener. Humphreys trying to get around Kennedy. Humphreys didn't have the angle for the shot. Humphreys back to the point here for Reed. Reed to Jack Pridham. Pridham here for Humphreys. Humphreys will settle it down. Reed shot. Didn't get all of it and it went wide. Now Misseljevic will battle and dig this puck free for the Rangers. Misseljevic, he can't control it. Out comes the Spitfires here with Protas. Protas looking for Cristoforo, and good stick in the lane that time by Reed, and a better stick in the lane by Misseljevic. Coming back here are the Rangers with Swick. It's Swick looking for Humphreys, couldn't get it on his stick. Pass a little too high. Now Jack Pridham though. Pridham shot, power play goal from Jack Pridham that went top shelf where Papa hides the Cheetos. It is now 6-4 Kitchener.
Jack Pridham, who's been red hot as of late, especially gets his 24th goal of the year, and this will seal the deal. I do believe on this game, Pridham circling back and just picks a corner and wires it. Jack Pridham, an impressive goal there. 6th of the night for Kitchener. And with 2:01 to go, they've sent a statement to these Spitfires.
And thing too, it's a major power play, so Kitchener's still on the man advantage here. And I wonder if they maybe want to give a little receipt here to Windsor and try to put some pucks past Froggatt as this game's coming to a close.
5th goal in as many games for Jack Pridham. And he's been buzzing all night. He's fully deserving of that opportunity and goal, too.
Oh, Romano tried to go top shelf as well for the Rangers. Here's Alanis for Lamb. Lamb for Romano, and he fired that one wide. Windsor still trying to clear it. Morneau does. Nearly springs Spelcy. Nice move by Spelcy. Here's AJ Spelcy. Denied by Parsons on a shorthanded breakaway. Still no quitting these Windsor Spitfires.
Don't back down. You have to play them to the final horn. And that's what's going to make for such a potential good playoff series between these two.
Oh, hopefully the hockey gods have something planned for us come springtime between Windsor and Kitchener in the postseason. Shot on there by Ellis. Nice glove save by Froggatt. Kennedy will grab a hold of this one. Kennedy here for Davis. Davis out on the far wing. Davis trying to get on Andonovski. Davis shot, tried to shovel it through, and a penalty will be coming up to Matt Andonovski with 51.5 seconds left.
As it was Cole Davis driving the net, and Andonovski didn't have many options left as he had to knock him off stride while he knocked him on his rear end in the blue ice. Luckily, it wasn't much for Parsons to have to deal with, but it'll go and basically be the end of the night for Matt Andonovski. So he'll take a seat here, unless, of course, the Spitfires can get one quickly with 51.5 on the clock. But, boy, this third period, and really this game in general, has been a great example of how fans should be excited of what this head-to-head could produce in a best-of-7 series.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what potentially can happen here in the postseason, as the Spitfires have pulled the goaltender Froggatt again. So we'll have an empty net. Windsor trying to capitalize as Protas lost the puck. Trying to get it here for Romano. Romano, empty netter, and he scores. Well, Luca Romano was buzzing all night. Cashes in the empty net. It's 7-4 Rangers.
Luca Romano, a 2-goal night for him. One on the power play, one into the empty net. And the 7th goal for Kitchener has the Rangers fans on their feet once more. Some great work right at the blue line. The Kitchener Rangers able to chip it out, chase it down, and slot it into the empty net. Good effort by that line there, and the Kitchener Rangers again showing some good moxie here in this third period. Had to deal with some adversity, but able to find a way, and now en route to at least a 3-goal win.
And the Rangers, they want to add a little bit more here with some 4-on-4 hockey. Nice move that time by Vermeulen, who got a pivotal goal here in this third period.
First game since November the 15th that Windsor has allowed 7 goals.
Campbell trying to cut in there. Just Vermeulen tried to lift one through as Froggatt sprawls down and gloves the puck down in his crease.
So again, the Rangers still looking for more. No quitting their game either. You mentioned that's obviously a part of Windsor's success. They certainly have not backed down, but on this night, and I'm sure Spitfire fans will be saying, well, wait till we get Joey Costanzo between the pipes, who is an awfully good netminer himself. And that's what makes this so intriguing, depending what happens going forward.
Well, it'll be a fun series if we can get there in round number 2 between the Kitchener Rangers and the Windsor Spitfires. But the Rangers here with McNeil, they'll run out the clock as the Kitchener Rangers prove that they are #battle built with a great effort in the third period as they even the season series to close it out with the Spitfires 7-4 victory here on home ice, as Jackson Parsons was sensational again.
He certainly was, as he is back between the pipes for the Rangers here tonight after getting last weekend off, and returns to lineup in a big way as he steers aside 39 shots the Spitfire sends his way. And the Rangers salute their fans, extending their point streak now to 6 straight games.
Rangers get points in 6 straight games. They get their 23rd win here on home ice at the Memorial Auditorium. And more importantly, they make a statement to the OHL's Western Conference with a 7-4 victory over the Windsor Spitfires. As we take a look at these shots on goal in the third period, shots on goal brought to you by Activa, Waterloo Region's largest home builder and community creator. Visit activa.ca for more details.
A better period from the Rangers in that third, 17-12. The outshoots Windsor, but the Spitfires with the 43-34 advantage. And interesting, we're looking at the ice just now as the Rangers clear out. The coaching staff still having words with the referee there too. So frustration abound for the Spitfires. And here at the Odd, a frustrating night in general for them as the home side skating away with 2 points.
The Spitfires, they'll have to stew over this one until Tuesday when they're back in the border city. But the Kitchener Rangers kick off the weekend the right way as they get points in 6 straight games with a 7-4 victory over the Windsor Spitfires. Dan, they've rolled out the red carpet. That means one thing. Time to take a look at tonight's 3 stars. And the 3 stars brought to you by Mr. Loop. Visit Mr. Loop. From oil changes to tires and batteries, Mr. Loop is open daily until 8 p.m. on weeknights. No appointment needed.
And Adrian Misljevic, a big night for him. A 2-goal night, in fact, as he gets that much closer to 30 goals in the season for the first time in his career. Morneau for Windsor, his first career OHL hat-trick. Noah Morneau, the Windsor native, doing big things offensively for his hometown squad. And Jackson Parsons, a great return to the lineup with 39 saves. An impressive performance, as we've said so many times this season, for number 32.
Well, the Kitchener Rangers, they close out the season series with the Windsor Spitfires tied at 2, and maybe these teams have a date with destiny in round 2 of the OHL playoffs. But the Rangers win this one 7-4 as they shift gears to Sunday afternoon against their Highway 7 rivals from Guelph. We will take a break and be back with some post-game coverage as you are watching Hefner Kitchener Rangers hockey on Rogers TV.
Every year, dozens of Canadians are killed or seriously injured because they take risks around railway tracks. Talk to your loved ones about rail safety. Visit stoptracktragedies.ca.
Kitchener's perfect music mix is on Chime 96.7. So every song is someone's favorite song. On Chime 96.7.
Speed, grace, accuracy, excellence.
David cuts in, waits, tucks it home. A virtuoso!
Pure fire on ice. You know I'm here for it.
I am Gagweg. My name means everything.
Tom Longboats.
I am Wolf Clan, Onondaga Nation. I've run many different races. I've run to survive and to be free. I've run to win for honor.
His people might be lazy, but this one's damn fast.
My people respected our runners, people who carried important messages from village to village.
I need a guide to the next post. Dispatch carrier, sir. I can get you there.
God sakes, man, slow down. Who do you think I am, Tom Longboat?
No, sir. I am.
Running makes me feel alive. It's everything.
Tom Longboat was the first Indigenous person to win the Boston Marathon. He ran his way to international fame and became an inspiration to generations of athletes.
Personal finance show that dares to ask those money questions you've always wanted to. Join Mike Bregath when he talks with experts on all aspects of money. Money Matters with Mike Bregath, Thursdays at 8 p.m. on Rogers TV.
Welcome back to Hefner Kitchener Rangers hockey on Rogers TV. The Rangers win by a score of 7-4 rather. And before we show you all 11 goals, one more birthday shout out. Cameron Mercer's billet sister, Alice, is also celebrating a birthday today. So happy birthday, Alice, to you, Cameron Mercer's billet sister. All right, 7-4. I've taken a drink of water. Let's fire through these goals. It started off in the first period. The only goal in the first period. You wouldn't have thought this was going to be a 7-4 game that was 1-0 at the end of the period, but it's the wrist shot from the left side by Matthew Lachar, and the Rangers are up 1-0. Adrian Miseljevic would put the Rangers up 2-0 here with his 28th of the year. Some hard work in front of the net. That was 2:15 into the period. Noah Morneau, the second star of tonight's game, would get his first of 3 goals right here over Jackson Parsons' shoulder. It's 2-1 at that point. And before the end of the period on the power play, Noah Morneau's 24th of the year would come right there. We are tied 2-2 at the end of 2 periods of play. 7 goals in the third. Here we go. Adrian Miseljevic's 25th of the year comes right there on the one-timer. That was 1:43 into the period. The Rangers scored in the first 3 minutes of each of the 3 periods. Liam Greentree would get his goal here, right? Make it 3-3. 3-3 right there. Liam Greentree with the goal. And then what a third period from Luca Romano. I was really impressed with him. What a catalyst here. That came on the power play from Andonovski and Chromiak. The Rangers were up 4-3 and would not trail again in the game. Andrew Vermeulen would come shortly after that. Less than a minute later, his 14th of the year comes from Cameron Mercer. Cameron Mercer said, "I'm getting you a birthday goal." He came off the ice and said, "A birthday assist will have to do." 6-4, it would come right 5-4 rather. Noah Morneau's hat trick goal right there. And then Jack Pridham, who had been looking for a goal all night long. Here it comes. Jack Pridham gets the empty netter. Not the empty netter, rather. He gets his power play goal, the 24th goal for number 24. And Luca Romano would get the empty netter right here. Also his 24th of the year. Cameron Reed on the assist. Final score, 7-4. Jackson Parsons with a great game. He gets third star honors in this game. We're going to talk to Coach Ustiahokis and Luca Romano. But final thoughts on the game will come from Jason and Dan.
Well, thank you very much, Sean. And what a wild hockey game that we saw, especially in that third period, Dan, where we saw 7 combined goals between the Spitfires and the Rangers. But it's that old adage here with the Kitchener Rangers, Dan. They bend but don't break, and they play their best hockey in the third period to close it down against a team that they were really looking to make a statement against.
And you can certainly tell they're a much different squad than the one that lost by double digits to the Spitfires in the second game of the regular season. But I think we've got a coach downstairs with Sean, so we'll throw it down the ice level.
Thanks, Dan. Down here with head coach Ustiahokis. And coach, this felt like playoff hockey. Did it feel like playoff hockey to you?
Not yet. No. I thought still the defensive game has to be. I liked our first period. I thought we played well there. Second, we were bad. Of course, we had to kill a lot of penalties, and that kind of affected it. But I didn't like our puck management there. But third, we picked it up. We started shooting good, nice goals. And all in all, we did a good job for the win. And yeah, that's how I saw the game.
Were you happy with the physicality, maybe the sisu that your team showed in this game versus Windsor?
Oh yeah, but it was good. It was good. We were finishing our hits, and we were D-zone first. Only thing what I didn't like second period, there was a little bit too long shifts. Our pack management wasn't good, but otherwise I thought we did a good job.
I thought Luca Romano was a real catalyst in the third period when you needed him most. What did you think of his game?
Yeah, I thought he was our best forward today. He was skating, managing pucks, working, played really well. Happy for his performance.
I agree. I thought he was your best forward today. I'll let you enjoy the win and do your other interviews, and we'll see you on Sunday. Thank you.
We heard somebody's turning, a young guy's turning, getting a little bit older. So, yes. Hey, we have to, for the whole team, happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Thank you, Coach. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Back up to you guys.
Pat, an in-person birthday wish from Ustiahokis. Sean Fafaro, the luckiest man in all of Kitchener-Waterloo.
Absolutely.
But you know what, as UC was saying there, obviously the second period wasn't a great period, but the majority of that was killing off a 5-minute major, which the Rangers did do, showing why they have the best penalty kill in the OHL. But as we were saying before, when the Rangers need to turn it on to close the game out in the third period, they do that.
And not to mention Jackson Parsons, absolutely stellar in his return to the lineup, a 39 save effort. And those shots, many of those were of the high caliber, as you would expect with a team that has now 2 45-goal scorers on it.
Yeah, especially some of those saves that he made. The breakaway on Green Tree is going to be one that you're going to have to be seeing for a long period of time here in Kitchener. But to Sean's point about Luke Romano, I don't know what's gotten into him in a good way since last Friday. He's taken his game to another level, and that's what you want to see from someone who's supposed to be a part of this foundation for years to come and gearing up for the postseason.
Yeah, and is that a point-of-game pace right now, too? So number 86 coming on at the right time and hopefully going into the playoffs with a bit of a hot streak.
Yeah, ever since they've put Luke Romano on that third line, he's just kind of gelling in that spot. And, you know, we talk about the third line, those third, fourth lines being the depth grinder lines. You had a player like Luke Romano with that finesse and that pure skill. It just shows how deep this Rangers team is.
Yeah, sometimes you see from the sophomore player of the Kitchener Rangers maybe trying to do a little too much here and maybe get dropped to that third line. Just it allows him to relax a little bit, you know, stay in his lane a little bit more, do what he can do so well in more regular situations, and I think it's bode well for him now too, just again rolling and producing more offensively on a more consistent basis.
Let's send it back to ice with Sean Fafaro. He's got the man himself, Luca Romano.
Thanks, guys. Down here with Luca Romano. And Luca, I asked your coach about your game, and we both agreed. He said you were the best forward on the ice tonight. How does that make you feel?
Pretty good. I mean, I've been in a little bit of a slump, not playing my best, but I feel like that was a great game for me, and helps out a lot for my confidence.
You know, I know you guys aren't looking too far ahead, but you see the potential of potentially playing this Windsor team in the second round. Was this kind of in the back of your mind on how you would match up against them?
Yeah, I mean, we play like a playoff game. Think about it like that. We can play these guys moving forward, and kind of show them what we got, and yeah.
Knowing what happened between Windsor and Kitchener the year before you were here, and knowing what happened in the second game of the year this year, does any of that play into this, or is this just its own individual game?
I mean, yeah, you hear a lot about it from the other guys and saying how bad they want to beat these guys, and obviously our showing at the beginning of the year wasn't great, and I think it kind of motivates us to kind of get all over them and win and beat these guys.
We've only got a handful of games left. How ready are the guys in the room for the playoffs?
Yeah, we're excited. We're ready to go, and yeah, we're going to have a long run this season.
Thanks, Luca. We're looking forward to it. Good luck on Sunday. We'll see you back here.
Yeah, thank you, Sean. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Appreciate it. That's going to do it for all of us here. Thanks for all the love on my birthday. It's been a great game. 7-4 win for the Kitchener Rangers. We'll see you back here on Sunday versus Guelph.
Justin Trudeau has resigned about a month ago. We had a looming war, both either a modern-day Anschluss of this country or at least a trade war that was going to begin to brew. I, as a patriotic Canadian, and I, as a citizen of the world, got a little bit verklempt with this whole situation. And I've brought on a popular host on TikTok and YouTube. He's also a popular guest. He was on the show earlier last year in December. And in many ways, I'm doing my political confession with you. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce Steve Boots from Boots on the Ground. And this podcast is Broken, another fine podcast. Steve, welcome to the show.
Thanks very much. Thanks for having me.
So, as I said, I'm politically